Welcome to Blended Healing. Hey y'all, how you doing? How's everybody doing today? Well, I'm just gonna sit here and chill out. This isn't about anything. You already know. Last week we met for the first time, open panel, and I told you I was gonna try to make it a thing. So I'm just gonna chill out, kick back. Anything that y'all want to talk about today, that's what this is about. So let me, since I am in here alone, at least I think I'm alone, let me just throw some welcoming in. Hey, baby Sharon, how you doing, doll? How you doing, mamas? I'm glad that you were able to make it. Like I said, we just kicking back today. Anything y'all want to talk about, that's what this is about today. That's what this is about. So, you know, sit back, chill. Anything in your mind? How you doing today? What's going on with you, Miss Sharon? What's going on? Everything's good? Saturday's going well? I don't know how it is over there by you, but it's the sun's coming out and then it becomes cloudy, then it becomes windy. Oh, you in the bar? Oh, okay. That's what's up. Listen, I was on earlier and I was listening to Lady K, and she was playing all this old school music, girl. Had me in the house doing a two-step. Know what I mean? It was all of that, all of the old school songs. I was like, all right, it's time to get out of the bed. It's time to get out of the bed. So I was like, I did a little bit of folding up some clothes and putting the laundry together, and stuff like that. So otherwise, it wasn't, really nothing, you know. So I know, right? Old school's the best, yo. So it just, it takes its music is different, it's just different back then. I like an old school vibe. So it's just me and you today. It looks like so far. We just started. We're only like 4 minutes in, but you know, is there anything that you want to chat up about or what's going on? Okay, all right. I'm going to let me see. Where am I at? Listen, don't judge me. I'm trying to get where I need to be. Sometimes I have no problem doing these things, and then sometimes I do. So now okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay, I did that. Now I gotta go back over here and do this and do that. Oh, wait a minute. and do that. So anybody wants to hit the link, please do. You know, you want to come up on the panel and chat it up, we can do that. So what's the plans for the weekend, doll? What do you got planned? Any plans? You say you're in the park getting some quiet time. So that's a good thing. Everybody needs that just to get some peace of mind and stuff like that. So while you're here, Miss Sharon, you know me. I always try to be prepared about some things, you know. And let's see. Let's see what we can talk about. First things first. Hey, Shank. Listen, last night they had me almost going to the principal's office because I was late and I didn't want to get reported, you know? So I said, please don't tell Shank that I was late because I would have to go straight to the principal's office and I was running, I was ducking. You know what I mean? I was ducking Shank because I was late to my own live and I was like, oh Lord, Shank gonna get me for that. So I was trying to hurry up and get in here last night, you know. So, oops, hitting the wrong thing. Shank, listen, I was late. I was cutting up a little bit, just a little bit, cutting up just a little bit last night in the live. So Miss Sharon always holds me down, you know. She's an excellent person. I'm so glad I met her, and I met her on your panel. So I'm so happy to have her here. Shane, don't be putting no eyes in my chat. Don't be putting no eyes in my chat, Shane. I told you I was trying to do the right thing. I was trying to do the right thing, man. And I was cutting up a little bit, you know, because of the subject matter. You know, sometimes when you're teaching a class, some things come up and that you don't even want to talk about yourself. But you know, with knowledge is knowledge. And I was like, yeah, I was like, oh my God. And I said, we just collectively like skimmed over a lot of things last night, you know. But I was like, oh, don't tell Shane. He gonna send me to the principal's office. So God bless you, brother. Thank you for popping in. We just kicking it today, man. We just chilling, you know. No subject, you know, no subject at hand, just open panel. I had the link here in the chat. Um add the link here in the chat. So I don't know how to pin stuff. Oh, word. Yup. Miss Sharon. Miss Sharon, you see he cutting up already. He cutting up. He cutting up, Sharon. Okay, let's see. I see you, doll. Hey,
Okay.
you here?
Yes, I'm
Hey,
here.
girl.
Yeah, I was trying to get up here
Shank
because
is cutting
typing,
up.
I'm slow typing on this thing. And by the time I get my little typing in,
Shank is cutting up. He done put hot dogs in the chat.
oh my God. Look, he getting you back from yesterday.
I know. He put hot dogs in the chat. But you know I can match that, right? You
I
know I
know you
can match
can.
that. Like, don't let me have to put no shanky legs up in here.
Salute there, Shank. Mm-mm-mm.
He's
I'm
being,
still, I'm sorry.
that's okay. Go ahead, mama.
I'm still learning all this stuff, so I'm really just still trying to find my way around. Yesterday, when you told me to drop the link, I don't know what I did, but I end up messing. Well, I won't say messing it up, but move my typing thing. So now I can't really put the messages in like I was, and it's slower me trying to type. because I'm used to a typewriter.
Ooh, Shank done gave you the look, Miss Sharon. But
He
listen,
was.
we gonna learn it together. We gonna learn it together. Don't even worry about it.
Why
Listen,
you?
I trip across things too. I think the only thing that I can do without a problem is when I start creating like the videos and stuff like that. I get all into that. But when it comes to all of this streaming stuff and all of that, I'm trying. I'm
And I
trying.
have. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. I
Not
have
good.
yet to learn how to do the videos for this YouTube. I'm used to doing videos and stuff like that on my computer and the graphic design stuff. So with all I've been having going on, I haven't been able to sit down and play around with my computer with anything that I usually do. So I'm trying to get back there. Yeah.
I use Canva. Did you try Hey, first of all, hey Jen. I'm so glad you're here, Jen. I missed you, Jen. I miss you. But Miss Sharon, try Canva. C
Canva. Okay.
yeah. Canva.
That's what I thought.
Um that's what I use. But
Okay.
I did a subscription, so I bumped mine up so I get to use a whole lot of stuff. But, to being self-taught on it,
Mhm.
tripping around it and doing it myself, um, it was fun. Like I love creating on it. And
Me
then,
too.
just doing all different types of stuff. But I like to use Canva.
Okay.
Really
Well, you
do.
do a great job. Your content looks great when you put it up. Yes.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that. I really work at it. I really do because I'm visual. So I'm
Me
a
too.
visual type of thing.
Yeah. Well, this is one of my shirts I created. I have on right now.
Oh, for
Yes.
real? You do
Yes.
shirt?
Yes. I haven't pushed it for as a business, and that's what I'm working towards. I'm a perfectionist, and I'm
Shoot.
always trying to make sure I got the best quality and that type of thing. So that's something I'm trying to work myself towards. But yes, I create shirts. I have created quite a few designs and stuff. I just haven't pushed it for as selling it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me get in your case.
I knew you was going to do it. I
Let me
knew
get in
you.
your case. There, listen, we got the subject matter now. Here
Hmm.
we go. Listen, I knew it was gonna come up. I had to be prepared for it. Jen, Shank's not good. Shank already threw hot dogs up in my chat. He threw
Hmm.
hot dogs up in the chat already. He's not being nice.
Hmm.
So, Miss Sharon, when it comes to that, um, my tone has changed as you just know. I just realize that my tone changes
Yeah.
when it comes to stuff like that. It's time for yeah, Jen. Yeah, he's being fresh.
Mm.
He threw up stuff like that in my chat. Damn hot
Mm.
dog. You,
Mm.
you got to go back to Shank Rock's roast. Jen, my God. You want to talk about something funny? Boy, his boy Pee Wee aired him out, yo. It
I
was
gotta check it out.
hilarious. Aired him out. Aired him out.
Mm.
You want to talk
Mm.
about funny? That was funny. Jen, go back. You got some
Mm.
material for a long time. A
Wow.
long time. We can pick on bra every day. But I'm just saying. I digress.
I hate I missed that. And it
Michelle,
was that funny without coffee girl too.
listen. And then he had the nerve to say last night.
Mm.
Shank had the nerve to say last night. I was listening to what he was saying, because I was in there a little bit before I had to bounce out. He had the nerve to say that he ain't got no more angels in the chat.
Oh, I heard him.
Everybody,
I heard
you
that.
heard him? You heard him say
Yes.
that?
Yeah. Yes.
He
I
said
end
he
up
ain't got
falling.
no more. I say he got a lot of daggone nerve. No more
Mm,
angels in there because Coffee Girl done turned everybody into bad people, and Pee Wee turned the rest.
mm. Yes, I
Mm,
did catch that. I
that's
end
right.
up falling asleep. Yeah. uh,
Y- yeah. Hey, ma'am, Oracle. Glad to see you, boo. Thanks for coming through. We just kicking it today. Now we picking on Shank. But Shank, oh, you got to go back and see that, Madam Oracle. Shank
mm,
got roasted. He
mm,
got roasted.
wow.
And it's on his page, when his 4K party and roast. When I tell you that that was funny, that was
Mm,
funny. I got
mm.
jokes for days off of that, for days. And now he gonna run up here and say that we all troublemakers now because he ain't got no more angels up in here in his chat. But
Look,
anyway,
I'ma get them. They say, what is that saying? You don't. How, you have to recognize something like you got to be one to recognize one or something to that effect.
facts, 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 facts. That's right. You know what I mean? Shank, we gonna
Mm.
get you, Shank. We gonna get you. The old angels, the old angel squad is gonna come get you.
Mm.
Madam
Mm.
Oracle, what you got going on?
Mm.
Oh, you got a party coming tonight? Okay. Oh, you ain't even right. So Miss Sharon brought up something today, and I want to talk. And I'm glad Madam Oracle is here because Madam Oracle is also an entrepreneur.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
Madam Oracle, Lady Miss Sharon, Miss Kearney here, she creates T-shirts. You see the T-shirt that she has on? She
Mm.
created that, but she's getting in her own way.
Yeah.
She's getting in her own. Yes, you are. You're getting in your own way
Mm.
because why are you not sharing your talent?
Yes.
What is
No.
blocking you from sharing your talent? Like I said, Madam Oracle definitely can help with that. Up, and I'm
Mm.
glad she popped in. Madam Oracle, let her have it.
I can't see the chat. Oh, good, great.
Here I
Yes,
am.
you
Hey,
do.
Miss Sharon. Hi, Blended Healing Beautiful.
Hey, boo.
Mhm.
What
Now,
y'all got going on?
well, Miss Sharon creates T-shirts, and
Oh,
the
okay.
one she got on it, she created it. But now she's sitting over here hemming and hawing about how she's trying to figure out if she gonna sell them or not, or how she gonna do it, and she's getting in her own way.
Right.
Okay, Miss Sharon, it looks like you do sublimation. Is that what that is?
This is actually this is heat transfer. Actually, I do this by hand, iron it on, print it from my computer, and iron it on. And this picture is a picture I took of a rose in my my flowers. So I do the photography, and then take it and design it on the computer and print it out.
Now
And
tell me, Miss Sharon, as beautiful as that is, and do you know you get even more points for it being original
wow,
because you
wow.
didn't
Uh-oh.
You
Did I
lost
lose
sound, lost sound.
Madam Oracle? You still there? Uh-oh. It sounds like we done lost Madam Oracle. See, I didn't even have to get on you, Sharon, because she was getting on you.
And I wanted to hear
right.
what she was saying because I'm sure she's gonna give me some tips. And
She gonna come
and
back.
and I know
She
you're
gonna come
right,
back.
Brenda Taylor. I've been told I've been getting in my way, and I don't
Hmm.
want to say it's not purposely, but I guess and that's what I've been trying to work on. calming some of this other stuff that I have going on in my mind, and trying to and stop trying to be a perfectionist, because one of my sisters told me that too. She gave me that message.
Well, from one perfectionist to another, things are always going to happen. That's why I always say snafu, all the time. I always say it's a snafu because as much as I want everything to run to perfection, because
Mhm.
I am really truly like that. And you saw how last night it got on my nerve that my video that I worked so hard on was
Mhm.
fuzzy. I was tripping on the inside. You have no idea. And then I
Mhm.
just had to calm myself down. And
Mhm.
one thing for sure, and two things for certain, doll, is that you're at a point now in your life where you are balanced out, and at least that's what it appears to me. Let me get rid of that. That's so annoying. Um,
Can you all
you
hear
have
me
balanced
now?
out. Yes, we hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Go ahead, Blended. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. I want you to. Yeah, she was interested in hearing what you had to say.
Oh, okay, okay. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, you get major points for it being original, uh, designs, original
Mhm.
imaging, and then it's
Mhm.
custom. Then you customize. So
Mhm.
absolutely,
Mhm.
look into the shirts, the product, the material. You calculate how much it costs you on materials to make. You then calculate your time, and you put that
Mhm.
shit online.
Okay.
You put that shit
Okay.
online and you find your customer base because they are there. They
Okay.
are there.
Yeah.
But you
Mm.
definitely have a talent.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
She's such a sweetheart, madam. She really
Mhm.
is. She is like such a breath of fresh air. And she
Yeah.
deserves that because I was just letting her know that she has risen from the ashes, basically
Mhm.
like a phoenix.
Phoenix,
A
yes.
phoenix. You have risen
Mhm.
from the ashes, and there's nothing but hope, possibilities. You
Mhm.
already have the creativity,
Yes,
you know.
ma'am.
And if your t-shirts can inspire people, and that's your gift, and that's what you do, that's your lane, then
Hmm.
why not spread that love and joy to other people? You
Right.
understand? And just like what
Yes.
Madam said, I didn't even know all of that, Madam. See, I told you she popped
Mhm.
in. See how God works? She
Yes,
popped in
ma'am.
just
Yes,
when it
ma'am.
was time, when it was time, because you need to hear that word.
And
Right.
listen, I'll give you this bit. Since you have that creativity and that originality, um, the one thing that almost made me quit was doing custom work because it's so
Mhm.
much death out that was a lot of what I was getting, RIP shirts, and it would take me down through there. So I wouldn't get into that lane if I was you.
Mhm.
I wouldn't do custom shirts, but I would
Mhm.
definitely do original designs. And I,
Okay.
do my shirts and put them online and let them sell.
Right. And that's what I rather do, stick to my original designs, because I used to do custom shirts. I used to do the business cards, but I have injuries that kind of prohibits me from that demand, being able to keep up with that demand. So I prefer just doing it on my leisure and putting, my own designs and stuff like that out.
And
Yeah.
get you a little Squarespace website. You wouldn't
Hmm.
need but one page. Put your
Really?
designs up there, put the sizes
Mhm.
they come in, and let it
Mhm.
sell itself.
Okay, Squarespace. All right. Something
Oh, I
told me to
couldn't
do that.
use that. I got confused with Squarespace. They took me through so much.
Oh, well, just call me. Contact me on
Okay.
Instagram. I'll send you my phone number and I will walk you through it.
Oh, girl. Okay.
Because my
Is your
daughter,
Instagram the same as that?
Ma'am?
Is your Instagram the same as, is it Madam O?
Yep, Madam underscore Oracle.
Got you. I know how to get you.
Yep.
All right. So now that I have you all here, so my I'm thinking about it, madam, that I need to obviously um create another IG account and another Facebook account and so on
Okay.
and so forth
Okay.
underneath Blended Healing. Because Blended Healing is an offshoot of my business, which is Shamaka Essentials.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have a House of Blessings store, which I put on hiatus because I was overwhelmed and life was happening to me. So I put it on pause. And the only thing I was doing on YouTube was just the morning stuff. And then you see me pop around. And I just now got back to trying to put out content. And what I want to tell you, Madam O, and VE Nicole, and I watch y'all. And I am super proud of y'all because what y'all do is y'all bring something thought provoking to the YouTube streets. And it's like, it's such a breath of fresh air to see people talking about stuff instead of screaming. So I can't do the screaming.
Oh, girl, no, my nerves too bad.
Can't do the screaming. And then I was sitting here and I had talked to somebody. I don't know who I was talking to. I said, yo, there's a content creator out here who got a little toy store.
You did. It was
Remember
a
that?
yes.
And remember that, Sharon? I was talking about the little toy store.
Yes.
Well, here she is. She got a
Oh,
Miss
little toy
Sharon.
store.
Miss
okay,
Sharon, I
madam.
also have a company. I use my t-shirt company to pay for my sex toy company. I
Oh,
started my
wow.
t-shirt business in 2020. And then in
Mhm.
2021, I used that money that I made from there to start my sex toy line.
Okay, and you do your t-shirt business on Squarespace?
I did. I
Mm-hmm.
too took a hiatus, but I had to revamp because I ended up getting a divorce, and so I
Mm-hmm.
was advised to shut it all down and come back, you know,
Okay.
post
Okay.
divorce. So
Okay.
I'm just starting back up. Uh,
Okay.
I purchased my domain again and everything, but honestly, I haven't devoted time to myself. My old man, I
Okay.
started he got his website up and running. I did all his stuff. I just hadn't taken the
Mm.
time to do mine yet.
Right.
So
Mm.
so
Ain't that
far I've
about
just been
nothing?
selling locally.
So this Phoenix also applies to you as well. Because it's like you all had endings, but you were transforming and now you're in a
Mm.
freedom mode.
I can
Okay.
That's
honestly
beautiful.
say that I have been favored. I'm more like a kitten, honestly. They say a cat got 9 lives. I have I have had versions of myself to perish and new versions to be emerged. But I say about 2 or 3 times in my 39 years.
Okay.
Ooh, Trey, can I take 39? I'll take that back. I
I
would
know.
rock 39 out.
I am rocking 39 out. I'm
Oh,
loving the woman that
sure.
I'm becoming.
I
Um,
want to rock 39 out again.
I
I
wish
started young.
I knew what I know now at 39. Oh man.
You know
But
what I mean?
I started really young, you know. Like I had my
Mm.
kids at 15, 18, and 22. I was a young
Mhm.
wife. You know, I did everything really young, which I don't
Mhm.
regret because I'm a wise 39.
Right.
You
You
are
Right.
know,
that.
and
You are
I've
definitely that.
had a lot of my peers that aren't here anymore. They didn't make it beyond those phases in their lives, and I understand that that's favor, and so I just don't take it for
Mhm.
granted.
Right. Right.
Mhm. That's such a
Mm.
testimony. You know, when I started watching you, Madam O,
Hmm.
there was a segment that you used to do, and I was all in it. I was watching it and watching it. You used to do a segment where you used to go around in your community.
Yes, and I still do. I just don't record it. So we were
Mm.
getting the. I was working with the NAACP president here in our town, and we were
Uh-huh.
getting the people ready for elections.
Mm.
educating them and things of that nature.
And
That's
I was
good.
all into that. I was like, this is very interesting because you was doing such a good storytelling um with that it was very it was definitely eye opening,
Mm.
and to hear it from other people's perspective. And then the way you always made it sound positive, even though
Mm.
some negative things had happened, you always sounded positive, that there was possibilities. And I
Mm.
love that. I
Well, because
love that.
I live by that.
Mm.
My view is, did you die? Now what? Now what? Okay, that happened, but you're still here, right? So now what?
Mm.
How
Yes.
long are you gonna allow the past to dictate your today? Yes, it
Yes.
helps to shape you, but it shouldn't keep you.
That
Wow. I
that
needed
part.
to hear that because that's pretty much, I wouldn't say the transformation I had to come up out of. And it took
Yeah.
a wow. Yeah. It took a good wow.
So
Yes.
I'm actually working on a segment called Now What?
For
Mm.
real?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, good.
Now
Wow.
what? Yeah.
Madam Oracle is so fun. She's like a whole package. She
I
really
gotta check
is.
her
She could
out.
be mess. She got a little mess going on. I was like, "Ooh, girl," and then she be talking about the real, but she keep it real, real. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I was like, "She
Right.
my type of person right there. I like her. She my type of
Yes, I
person."
love the real, real, even if it hurts sometime. I love
And
it.
it's
That
never gonna
listen.
be malicious. Because
Right,
another view that I live by is what you put out, you get
That
back.
right, right,
So
right,
I never want to be around anyone who can't sharpen my iron, right?
right.
Like I don't want to be around dull people. So I need you to
Mm,
give me my ugly truth, but I need it to come from love
mhm.
so that I can receive it
That's
and work on
right,
that part of myself. So I the only way you can get that is if you give that. So that's what
right.
I give.
Yes,
I
yes.
respect that. I definitely respect that whole. That's the way it should be. I don't
Yeah.
like. I don't like people. Well, I have my own situation with, I'm a work in progress.
We
We
all are.
are.
I'm
We,
a work in progress, but I refuse because I have to keep remembering, and then I have to get people to remind me that who I am and whose I am, and that I should not allow people's opinions or falsehoods on my character. And if you don't know me, because
mm-hmm.
everybody got fans and everybody got fabs. I
Right.
call fans fake ass niggas,
Period.
and
Right.
fabs are fake ass bitches. I'm sorry, Miss Sharon, I had to keep it a buck.
You
And
good. You good.
that's what
Look.
I call them.
Yeah,
You know,
sometimes you got to go there, and I mean, sometimes that's all people understand. Sometimes, even though you try not to go there, but sometimes because I end up going there sometime myself.
Don't we all?
Yeah,
Don't we all? But see,
yeah,
and that's another thing. We
yeah,
every soul born a man got their own demons to battle and their own crosses to bear. Sometimes I
right,
might be dealing with your demons. Sometimes you might be dealing with mine.
right,
you know. So
yeah.
salute,
that's just what
Gigi.
that
Thank you
is.
for coming, Gigi. Thank you for coming in.
Hello, Blended Healings Chat.
Right.
I think this is my first time on your panel.
Girl, listen, it's the second time that I actually have an open panel. I said I'm gonna try this out a little bit. The first time was last Saturday, and Miss Sharon, of course, was in here. I had Melanated Queen, another young lady that we were trying to help because she was going through a little situation. She had lost her sibling, and it was a wonderful warm Saturday, and I was able to pull some cards for them and stuff like that, and it was just confirmation, and it was just laid back, no pressure, no nothing.
Yeah, kickback.
So it was good, and the conversations, and just I don't I don't like none of that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Of course, everybody likes mess here and there and all of that kind of stuff. We all do that. We all like dramas and soap operas and crap. But what I don't like is when it crosses the line. You know, I don't like that. And then on my platform, it's zero tolerance.
Period.
I have none. And then you'll see the other side of me come out that nobody really know about. That other side. Because I be telling people all the time, don't get it twisted. I'm from New York. Don't get it twisted.
Look,
Not
Blended,
get it
like I
twisted.
tell them, you like this side of me, you know, for every coin, there's a flip side.
I know that's
I
right.
like that, madam. I
I
like
do
that.
too. I do
I
too.
like that.
For
Cause
every
Yeah.
coin, there is a flip side. So if you
yeah,
love this part of me and I'm so this and that, just imagine the
yeah.
opposite side of that. Please don't
And
fuck
when
with me
you know
bad.
that side, you really try your hardest not to let it out.
Yeah.
Cause sometimes it's hard to pull it back. You know.
Correct.
It
Because it's so
is.
fun in
Listen,
that
Yeah,
moment. It
my
is.
yeah.
sister-in-law is right here in the chat. If anybody
Mm,
knows, she know.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
She be
Yeah.
oh man, she always rub behind me. She go fix your face. So what's wrong with my face? She'd be like, fix it. I said, ain't nothing wrong with my face. She
So
used to
I
tell me that
learned to
all the
be
time.
protective of my energy. You know, I
Yeah.
didn't used to be. So I, like I say, y'all, it's favor that I'm here.
With my family, all I gotta say is y'all don't want to get me started. Then everybody get quiet.
Ooh, Miss Sharon, I knew it was in there. See, listen, Miss Sharon is right across the river.
Okay.
She over there in New Jersey. So
Okay.
I already know how she get down. And yeah, and
And
enough
I don't
said,
like that side of
Madam
me. I
Oracle
really
down
don't.
there in Louisiana. Enough said. So we
Yeah,
got three tough hoods up in here right now.
mm-mm.
You
But the
know?
sad thing is, I don't like to bring that side of me out, and I try
Mm.
not to. But because the people see the other side, they take it for granted, and then think they can walk all on top of you. And then when you bring the other side, it's like, oh, why you check? Oh, what happened? No, ain't nothing happened. This is me, but you brung it out.
I'm trying to tell you. And hey, that's what I'm saying. So I'll run. If I see you the type of mother sucker that don't know how to control your demons or you enjoy them babies, I'ma go. Cause see, your demons is annoying. Mine is from the pits of hell. So
Thank you.
so I'm gonna go. And you won't even have access to me to be able to walk around me. Cause I'm gonna cut your
Mhm.
ass off.
Mhm.
Cause my
That's
demons don't give a
it.
shit
Yeah.
about jail or death. And see, I like to be love and light.
Child, it's something that you have to work on every day. And what I do know that in that walk in that journey of spirituality, we all have to go through a process of surrendering
Yes.
Mm.
so we can build on that foundation. And the other
Mm.
thing that we really need to do is look in the mirror and face your truth,
Mm.
the
Right.
truth that you know. You know what I
Right.
mean? Everybody's truth is different,
Correct.
Mm.
and sometimes when you get into a space of chaos, you really need to look at yourself in the mirror
Mm.
and really confront yourself and like, girl, what you doing? This is
Yes.
not
Yeah.
even, you know what I'm saying? Why you know that this is a trap and they trying to bring you back to your old self, but you stronger
Mm.
than that.
Right.
So you really need to face yourself in the mirror. Girl, it's a struggle, man. I'm gonna say to be positive all the time, or not even that, but just to try to change yourself to be just a different person, like seeing things differently, you
That.
know.
Yeah.
And my change didn't happen until I lost my last brother. I think I was going through the process all along, but I didn't know what it was. But then when I lost him in 2020, that's when it all flipped over for me.
Mhm.
And then I had to learn how to do things differently. But I always
Yeah.
say to people like my other sister-in-law, my brother's wife, something happened a few months ago, and and then my brother called me. I only have one brother left, and he called me up and he was angry. So that's all I had to hear was he was angry. He was so mad. I said,
Mm.
what's going on? Where we go? What we doing? What we doing? Now you have to understand. We are north of 60.
Mm.
And me and him, and he was so mad because that was the brother that used to jump out the cars with baseball bats and all kinds of stuff and be like, what? He would hit you first and ask later. And he was so mad
Uh,
that I interceded. I said, oh no, we're not doing this. Where I said, I'm there before you even say anything. I'm gone.
mm.
And I rolled up and to hear my sister tell, tell these individuals, oh, you think my husband is a thug? You haven't even met his sister.
Wow.
Because I would roll up and I'd be like, what? I don't even want to hear what you have to say. Like, what's up? What's good?
Mm, mm.
What we doing? Because I'm
Wow.
surveying now to see what I can pick up to get at you.
I'm
Mm.
trying
And
to
then I
tell
try
you,
to keep,
Glendale.
because certain people take that. Gigi, stop it. I know, say less, say less. But I'm just saying, G, G. And
Mm.
I really am trying not to, I'm trying not to be that person. I'm trying to see past what everybody shows in front of them because everybody has their own story,
Mm.
and I always say, write your story in pencil because you're going to be changing it all the time.
Mm.
You got to
Mm.
erase it and take out those negative things, and you're going to be adding more and more positive things to your story because
Right.
only you can rewrite your own story.
Right.
Thus,
Right.
getting back to you, Miss Sharon, you said that you had some health issues, what made you have to change the way you're doing things. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing is that it helped you change the way you were doing things. Maybe
Right.
you were put on a timeout for a reason, but that doesn't mean that your gift went away. You just had to go in a different path,
Right.
Miss Sharon. So if you are here to help the greater good, which is what you're doing on your path of spirituality, you're going to can do that. You're going to be able to do that. And
Mm-hmm.
it is not an accident that we ran across, or I should say, Madam O stopped up today because
Right.
you needed to hear what she had to say
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
to
and
Yeah.
give
and,
you the
and you
encouragement to help you along
survived.
your path.
You survived what you went through because it was a test. It was a
Mm-hmm.
gift and a test. Now
Yes,
you
Mm-hmm.
can take that gift of second chances. You could
Right.
fail your test and go in the shell,
Right.
or you could take
Right.
that gift and use it. And
Yeah.
because somebody else need to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Ashe,
Yes. And
Ashe.
that's you're exactly right, and that's what I've been receiving. That
Yeah.
I have to, share my story. My gift is going to make room for me. So that's the journey I'm on right now, and I know it wasn't by chance that I've met all of you. And it has helped to elevate me to this point. Yes.
Look, it's blended healing.
Yeah.
Ma'am, listen, I am a work in progress. I'm telling you,
It
I
is
am a
hard
work in
work. I
progress.
tell people it's called hard work for a reason. This shit ain't easy.
No, it
Yes.
ain't easy.
This
It
shit
ain't
ain't
Yes.
easy.
easy. I would
And
rather sometimes when I think about it, and I know that if it wasn't for me having my daughter at a late age, things could have been so different. And I
mm,
have to like get out of my ego mindset sometimes. And I have to really look at what type of illusion that I was living in, and
mm,
being dependent on certain things, different luxuries, material goods and stuff like that, and I had to realize that that ain't it. That ain't it.
mm,
The
mm,
materialism ain't it. Because
yeah.
like I said, everybody has a backstory. Everybody done been through something. Everybody
Mm,
got triggers. Everybody knows they need to clean that shit up.
Yeah.
mm,
in order for
Mm-hmm.
you to move on and go on your path. There's going to be times that you're going to have to get out of the car as you're driving, and you can't go around a certain pothole when you got to get out of the car to fill the pothole in,
Yeah.
and and pat that
Mm-hmm.
down and fill it up with asphalt so you can drive across the pothole as you're going down your journey. And you're going to
Mm-hmm.
run into another pothole, and you're going to have to clean out all the junk from that and fill it back in, pat it down so you can go on your journey.
Right.
There's always going
Mm-hmm.
to be some potholes in the road, baby. Always.
Yeah. And that's one of the things coming to realize, it's just always gonna be there. It's just you gotta learn how to deal with it and adjust yourself accordingly to move on. Yeah.
And Miss Sharon,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
when the weeding come into play. You see them
They
Mm-hmm.
do,
people that like to
baby.
poke at your demons. Replace
Mm-hmm.
them with the ones who, when they see you in your demon, they bring
Mm.
light to you.
Right, right, right.
Replace them,
Yes. Yeah.
remove them, and then you will
Mm-hmm.
be elevated to whatever your next chapter is. But not until
Mm-hmm.
then.
Right.
Absolutely right and
Yeah.
received, Madam Oracle. Absolutely received. I
Yes,
thank
I
you for that.
receive it
That was
definitely.
good. That was definitely good.
Yes,
I
and
had
it's
to do that.
mhm. Yeah,
I had to,
yeah.
because I
Yeah.
had some partners in crime that when I was in my demon, they was like, "Yeah, let's go."
Exactly. Trying to edge you on to do more. If
Yeah,
I would do, I would do this. I would, and I'm like, look, I'm trying to keep myself out of trouble.
they used to
I'm trying to do
love me.
what's right. Yeah, yeah.
But I have a circle, a gifted
Hmm.
circle, where we are to each other what we need.
Right,
So when I
right.
call them and I'm on demon time,
Hmm.
they're gonna say, "No, bitch, no, you're not." Now,
Hmm.
I'm not even coming to write you in jail. Now, come on, let's
Hmm.
pray. I can hang up in their face, and 5 minutes later, I'm gonna get a group call from all of them because they done did a code 10. And it don't matter what state I'm in, if whichever one closer gonna pull up, and we are that for one another.
Right, right.
Mm,
And you just reminded me of an
mm.
incident that happened with me, and I had to call, one of my, I call her my big sister. And I mean, I was hot. I was telling her what I was going to do because I knew these folks were coming back and all that. And she studied, said, "You can't do that. You can't do that." I'm like, why? They keep messing with me. I feel like I need to make an example. Maybe they'll leave me. So she was like, "If you do that and you go to jail, then how you think I'm gonna feel if I can't get you out?" And that's what snapped me too, because I knew how much she cared about me, and I
Yeah.
knew, it would have broke her down. So it calmed me down, but I was still fighting with what I wanted to do. But it made me start really thinking, girl, you got to get it together. But
Yes,
I
ma'am.
wanted to say to Blenda Healing, when it took me a while to really get into the cards because everybody used to say it was taboo and all that, but I knew I had to give. So when I eventually got in them, and one of my cards came out and said, "You the type you would kill first and ask questions later, or shoot first and ask," and I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, okay, I got to work with that. I'm gonna work on it." Yeah.
Won't
But
he show you? Won't
they
he show
really
you?
go ahead.
Gina, I put the link in here if you would like to join the panel instead of being in a chat. We would love to hear from you, Gigi.
Now, ladies, I applaud both of you all for tapping into your talent. I have
Mhm.
not. I just in the last year or so have I stopped looking at it like a curse.
Mhm.
You see, that madam part
Mhm.
of me come from my dad and my mama because they was
Mm.
pimps and man eaters. But that oracle part is my natural gift. So
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I'll tell y'all what, the ladies, last week I told my old man, I said, "Well, I feel deaf." I said, "But my spirit not troubled. Like I don't feel, troubled." I said, "So it must be
Mhm.
somebody old because it feel like they lived their life, like they've been fulfilled." 2 days
Mhm.
ago, my mom called. I was on Room Shaker panel, and my cousin, my older cousin, lost her battle to cancer,
Oh.
Mm.
but
Mm.
it was well. And I had forgotten all about it. And then I thought about it. I
Mhm.
told my old man, "Do you remember last week I told you this?" Because it just comes to me, and I've learned to tell somebody when it comes to me. Because I used to think I was crazy.
Mm.
No, you not, and that's how it works, madam.
Right.
Because when the opportunity presents itself, when it's time, it's always in divine timing when it comes up, you know. And
Mm.
that gift that you have, you are supposed to share your gift because that's what it's given to you for. Now,
Mm.
here's the thing. This is where the debate comes in that I hear people debating about is that you just showed that you have a gift of clairvoyance.
Mm.
What you just showed was clairvoyance
Okay.
because you were
Mhm.
able to see it before it happened.
Mhm.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
that's exactly what it is, Glenda Hillen. I didn't know
that's
what
Yeah.
the name
clairvoyance.
of it was. Like I've never done anything to foster it.
Mhm.
Um,
Hmm.
I went from thinking I was crazy to knowing that I was gifted, but feeling like it was also a curse.
Nope.
Um, to not wanting it. Why me? Why did you do this to me? To realizing that it was actually a blessing to have. It was a gift.
It is a
Mhm.
gift.
And
Mm.
What? Yep,
to
it was definitely a gift, doll.
yeah,
Definitely.
and to so now I just try to discern it because sometimes whatever is coming is so bad that it messed with my energy. You know what I'm saying? Like it had me, I flashed on this man one time because I felt death around
Mm.
me and I was ice
Mm.
cold for like a week straight.
Mm.
And he's a widow. I thought it was his wife.
Mm.
But
Mm.
the very next day after I flashed on him about his wife fucking with me, my mom called me again and told me they had found my brother's remains. He had been in the house
Mm.
for 7 days.
Oh,
Wow.
my Lord
Mm.
Jesus, take it away.
Mhm.
Oh, my
Yeah,
Lord.
so I'm learning to discern it, to not let it
Mhm.
trouble me, to
Yep.
recognize it when it comes, and just try to discern it. And I ask to be prepared. My
Mhm.
Yeah.
cousin, another example, my little cousin beat cancer, and she just went through her year, and she posted her story on Facebook, and she tagged me
Oh,
because
shit.
the night before I could not sleep, y'all. And that
Mm.
morning, my mom and everybody was so demanding, and I was irritated. And I said, "Whatever the hell this is, I hope it just come on and expose itself because I'm tired." I said, "I'm taking me some PMs. I'm going to bed." This was the morning. I said, "Please do not mess with me." It was an hour later. My mama knocked on the door. "I know you don't want to be woke up, but your cousin wants you. She says she needs you." She had just been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer and found out she was pregnant.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
So I
my God.
ministered to her and went in there and I slept like a baby.
Mhm.
So this is
Mm.
my life, you know. So
Yeah.
Sharon, Miss Sharon, you are gifted, and it is a gift.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you have been gifted another gift, which is favor, a second shot.
Wow.
Don't miss your
Mm.
shot, baby.
Yeah.
This is it because you were presented with an opportunity and you already have the creativity. Both
Yes,
of you
ma'am.
are. And it's now in a stage of where you now are stepping into it as something brand new. You know,
Mhm.
you have a time right now, divine timing on your side to step into something new and to put it into action. This is
My
your opportunity right now.
Feel free to
okay.
Share.
contact me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna since this is just us, I'm gonna put my cell number in the back chat. Either one of you
Okay.
Okay.
ladies, feel
And
All
free
right.
to reach out.
the reason I'm walking towards the car because my battery on my phone is dying, so I'm gonna go to the car and plug it in so I
Okay,
don't
just
go out
take a
on.
screenshot then, Miss Sharon, of the back chat just in case.
Okay. Okay.
That's great. And I will do
Wow.
the same.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
mm.
all of this other disappointment that you have, Miss Sharon, you knew a
Yes,
time was
ma'am.
coming where it was time that you stopped crying over the spilt milk. It's time
Yes,
to move
yes,
forward. You understand what I'm
yeah,
saying? This is the
yeah,
change. It's
yeah.
time to get those emotions in check. And Madam Oracle, you
Right.
are absolutely correct in what you were saying. You're definitely stepping into your gift. This is the time and this is the opportunity. So if you will want to, I know some of us practitioners, or all, a lot of us, don't want to be seen, and sometimes we operate on just a personal level. But understand that there's nothing wrong, because we, like I was about to say before, is that debate is whether if you have that gift, you shouldn't be charging people for that gift.
Correct.
And I was saying, okay, I was rolling with that because when I do readings or whatever I do for other people, I have a hard time pricing it out. And then I listened
Mm.
to a very wise woman one day, and and she said, "Do you have to buy Florida water?" I said, "Yes." "Do you have to buy sage and Palo Santo?" I said, "Yes." "Did you have to purchase your cards?" I said, "Yes." "And all the other tools that
Mm-mm.
you have, did you have to purchase it?" I said, "Yes." "So what's wrong with putting a price on, because you had to pay for all of these things in order to do your job,
Oh well, yeah.
and
Right.
then you got to put your energy exchange on that as well." So it's not like, you're charging an exorbitant price,
Oh
but
well.
it's an energy exchange, and at the end of it, you're the one that's drained
Oh.
because of that
Right.
energy.
Right.
And the other thing that you said, Madam Oracle, is correct. You have learned the art of detachment. You were saying discernment. Yes, you do have a level of discernment. But the most important thing that you have to do is detachment.
Mm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
once you step into that field of where you are definitely feeding the masses with your energy, you exchange and giving them the answers that they may be seeking. And a lot of times people think that everything is supposed to be rainbows and unicorns, and that's not the way it is.
Right.
They have a rose-colored glass look on the gift. And what it is that you just have to be in a place where if this is what you're going to do, the responsibility is great.
I don't want
And,
it.
and listen, I don't want it. I know I said the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. I don't want it. I
I
don't
know.
want it. And then other things started popping up, and I said, "Where did that come from?" And I said, "I didn't want it. I don't want it." And the more I've said that I don't want it, trust me, I got the storms throwing at me. You know what I'm saying? "Oh, you don't want to listen to what we have to say? Okay, we just gonna knock everything out your hand and move everything out of your way until you are gonna do what we say."
Now
Yes.
I did experience that when I told you
So,
I didn't want it and I cursed it. I experienced that because I wouldn't say it, right? Like I would be given a word to give somebody. Y'all, Miss Sharon and Blended,
Yeah.
y'all don't understand how many people in my youth just knew that I was talking to somebody that knew them and they was telling me their business because
Mm.
I would be given a word to give to them, instructions. And they
Mm.
would say, "Well, what made you say that?" And I tell them, "Shit, I don't know." "Oh no, somebody had to tell you something." No. So I shut up, right? I stopped saying things. And I was made to say it. And
Mm.
so I'm well with that part, right? But as far as people coming to seek me out to give them something, I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
I've paid Sears, right? Because my uncle will be dead 20 years this year and it's unsolved. So I've paid for people whom I felt were actually gifted. Um, and honestly, twice they told me, if you ground yourself, you'll see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You truly,
uh, I was just about to say that.
yeah. They keep telling me if you ground yourself, you would see it for yourself. And one of them actually was like, "Well, you haven't been grounding yourself after you do readings." And I say, "Well, I don't do readings." And she said, "Well, you've been reading, and you're too high. You need to come down."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love being gifted now, and I don't mind paying someone who does it as a gift for others, because again, I agree with you. You have to purchase your materials, and I
Mhm.
know firsthand how energy draining it could be.
Mhm.
But I'm
Yeah.
not there in my journey yet, y'all.
Me too.
And
And
Okay.
I
All right.
think that goes
Mhm.
where Blenda Hillard was saying we have to learn how to receive because we're always wanting to be a giver, always wanting to give, give, give. And I know I have that biggest problem. Even when I do my designs or do work for people, I hate to really charge them what I know I should be charging, and stuff like that. But, it's something that we have to learn how to do. And I know me, especially. I have to learn how to receive. I want to always be the giver. Yes. And I guess that's why God took me out of the position to be able to really
yeah,
give like I want a
come
kid.
on through.
Because, yeah. Yeah.
Did the same thing to
Miss
me.
Sharon.
Yeah.
Mm. Miss Sharon, go into the private chat.
Okay. Let me see how.
Uh-oh. We lost her.
We
She
lost her.
pressed on the wrong thing. Yeah.
She'll be
She'll be
back.
back soon as she pops back in. So with you, madam, you may not feel as though you're ready for it, but when the divine says that you're ready, that cycle of denial that you're in right now, just saying, is gonna end. Okay, there she goes. That cycle of denial is gonna end, and you're gonna be able to move forward in that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna
I'm
make.
not gonna doubt you. I just hadn't reached that point yet. You heard me say not yet.
Yeah, I heard what you said, but the divine gonna say something else because the divine is telling you a cycle is ending and a new one is beginning, and you're gonna feel liberated in your new cycle. Even though you're gonna have the fans and the fabs up in the bushes watching your moves, you still gonna make the transition. I'm just saying. I'm giving you a heads up because it's definitely gonna happen.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
Yes. But
So
go
be
ahead.
ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yes, I always
Mm-hmm.
say that. That's my daily
Mm-hmm.
prayer. A part of it is prepare me.
I'm gonna
I
share
had an
with.
elder that taught me that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Miss
I'm gonna
Sharon, go ahead, please.
I'm gonna share with you all how I first really recognized my gift. I was 6 years old, and me and my siblings was playing ball in the house, and the ball went under the couch. So my brother was like, "You the smallest, you go under there and get it." And so I went under there, and he thought I was fully from under the couch, and he dropped the couch down on my ankle. And back then those couches were very heavy.
Yes.
So I remember I was feeling kind of funny, strange, and I was going to the bathroom. And I said, when I come back out, I'm gonna go lay on the couch. So when I laid on the couch, I guess my mom and them said I went into a seizure or something. But
Mm.
they kept saying that it was some candy I ate. And I remember I kept telling them, trying to tell them anyway, no, it wasn't a candy. My brother dropped the couch on my foot and nobody was hearing me. And I remember just being frustrated and all that, trying to tell them, no, it wasn't that, and I realized I was looking down at them and I was telling them, I said, I heard John say, put the spoon in my mouth and throw my clothes down the incinerator. And I said, I was going in and out. I couldn't feel you, carrying me down the steps. I could see the walls of the projects, in the hallway as they was carrying me down the steps. And my mom and them was like, how you know all of that? You don't supposed to know that because you was unconscious. I said, well, I kept trying to tell y'all, and I remember this just as clear as that. I remember I
Mm.
blanked out, but by the time I got to the hospital, I woke up and I had seen the doctor, and I'm like, where I'm at? And he was like, you're in the hospital. So I said, hold up, wait a minute. I wouldn't let him touch me, and I looked around and I said, okay, you can go ahead. But I was 6 years old. So I always tried to understand, what happened. But later on, I found out, that I had an out of body experience. But that made me know that, what people were saying, having out of body experience and, going in the other realm was real because it happened to me.
Wow.
Mm.
And you
Mm.
were 6?
6, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
So it's safe to say that when I see you, Miss Sharon, you have Empress energy
Mm.
because you have the Holy Trinity behind you
Mhm.
all the time. You
Mhm.
are a nurturer and you are nurtured back.
Mm.
And you are
Mm.
a nurturer and you are a creator.
Mm.
And somewhere along the lines, no matter what you have your hands in, it's always abundance, whether it's abundance of love, whether it's
Mhm.
abundance of compassion,
Mm.
whether it's financial. You
Mm.
always have an Empress energy around you.
Mhm.
So that's just making it very clear to
Mm.
me, anyway, that
Mm.
uh, it's as they say. I'm gonna say what my dad used to say: "You gotta shit or get off the pot."
You're right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Because you're
ma'am.
manifesting. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
ma'am.
They're letting you know it's your season to manifest.
Yes, ma'am.
And I need you to understand that. I'm
Yes,
not
ma'am.
trying to browbeat you into doing something that you don't feel you feel sketchy about and stuff like that. But you know, everything has some type of love. And if you find something that you love and you good at it and you know creativity is such a gift. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
are not creative. They're analytical instead. But the
Yes.
That's me.
creativity comes from
Both
spirit.
again. Yes.
It comes from the heart. It comes from the
Mm.
soul. It
Mm.
comes from all of those different things that you have.
Mm.
And that's something that's been a God given gift. Those who are creative is a God given gift,
Yeah.
and you're sharing that for a reason. And when you find something that you love to do it
Yes,
because there's
ma'am.
things in this world that we don't have control over in some cases. Like we have to work a 9 to 5, at least I do.
Mhm.
I have to do that until I
Mhm.
decide I've had enough. But I
Mhm.
have a school bill sitting in St. Louis right now,
Mm.
and that's the reason why until I can get full fledged because I do want to do my own business. I
Right.
know what my niche is. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what my purpose is. I know what my mission is.
Mhm.
So I already know that. So now it's just a matter of just keep tapping into my higher self
Right.
and just
Mm.
learning and understanding the gift and how
Right.
to become a master of the gift,
Mhm. Okay.
to be a master of it.
And
Right.
honestly,
And
blended healing,
ma'am,
now is the time for you to start to make the foundation for your business. It's so much work that
girl,
goes into creating a business before you launch to the public. And I didn't know
Mm.
it till after I started. But now I know.
Mhm.
But now is the time. You go ahead and you start and you knock off one thing off your checklist at a time.
Right.
I had to like stop. I mean, like I really do have like my shop that a lot of people don't know on here on YouTube is because I don't really talk about it. But my shop, I have a place called the House of Blessings. It's an
Mm.
online store that acts as though it's a botanica. I have an
Mm.
online botanica, point blank,
Ah.
period.
Mm.
So I create candles, I create different
Mm.
soaps, but they're spiritual items. I create just I use a lot of different things. I
Mm.
do homeopathic things, using essential oils, creating my own oils for different
Mm.
things.
Mm-hmm.
using the herbs and learning about herbs and plants and all of that and flowers and how, going back to basics, because I need to really just, that's my motto, going back to basics,
Mm-hmm.
because we have learned so much from our ancestors. And if we just allow them to talk to us, because things are being taken for granted. And
Mm-hmm.
us as African American women know that there was times,
Yes, they
oh look,
love the chickens. Oh,
what?
oh my God.
This is my
Look at
new.
this.
These are my new babies.
Oh, is they little
Oh,
bitty?
Yeah, I got them. I got them small. I want to raise them.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got one rooster, one turkey,
Oh my
and 8
goodness.
chickens.
Mm.
wow, madam.
Mm.
That's what I'm talking
Mm.
about. Back to basics. We
But
got to get back to
When
basics
you said that, that's what made me come show you.
yes, I was
because
telling
there's so many
somebody.
things that we need to do,
Yes,
and
yes.
back in the days, you know, we ain't got no, they ain't have no doctors to go to. You know
No.
what I'm saying? They had to create their own magic and they were
Mm-hmm.
able to survive. But
Right.
today we have an opportunity to utilize the things that we were taught from our forefathers and mothers,
Mm-hmm.
grandmothers, generations, our ancestors that gave us a legacy that we keep ignoring.
Mm.
And then on
Right.
top of that, what we have is technology.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yes.
God. And the
Yeah.
way that things are being changed in 2023 right now, if the handwriting ain't on the wall, if you ain't got that by now, with them trying to change, like I was listening to Tiara Latrice, an
Yeah.
excellent content creator who
Right.
has a YouTube page as well as she's on iHeartRadio and all of that. And today she's gonna have a she's gonna be stream live in live stream later on at 7 o'clock this evening, Eastern Standard Time. And she has wonderful content, and it's like all of us are finding each other, because her
Mm-hmm.
spiritual belief, Sharon's spiritual belief, Madam Oracle, I already knew about yours. I've seen
Mm.
you for a long time,
Mm.
and I already know about yours.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know how many of us together that can actually make a difference? For
Wow.
real,
Look, I always tell
like to
people
Yeah.
make a
less is
difference,
more. There's plenty of us.
Yeah.
girl.
Right.
And
It
Yeah.
in my
seems like
classes, mm-hmm,
darkness is winning, right? Because they all
yep.
bold and out there. But it's to the contrary. They bold and out there because they running scared.
Thank you. I was
Because
telling
Thank
my
you,
so many
darling.
of
yeah.
us are
Yeah.
Yeah.
coming together and walking in our purpose now. See, they didn't have to run amok like they doing now because we were
Mm-hmm.
still lost.
Mm-hmm.
But
My
I'm
God,
with
my
you,
God.
blended healing. There are way more of us than them, and we are all starting to wake up and walk in our purpose and unite.
I
Mm-hmm.
just found my circle. Yeah, let me tell you something. I'm about to
Mm-hmm.
set y'all up.
Yeah.
But see, it ain't a setup if you let you go ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
I'm definitely coming up on a subject that'll be coming up soon. Right now I'm into classes. I do because I always like to put everybody in stuff in their spiritual tool belt. But what I found out yesterday, and it makes so much sense, we have to have at least 3 tool belts: a
Mm.
spiritual one, a practical one, and a survival one.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
those are the 3 tool belts that we need to do. So later on down, after I finish the series on the Akashic Records, because everything is
Mhm.
feeding into a
Mhm.
purpose, I
Yes.
am coming up to a crescendo, and it's going to be a circle of women. And we're going to go through this 9 stages of womanhood,
Mm.
where it'll be some type of commitment that you would have to make to yourself. Once the circle is created, what happens in the circle stays in the circle, and it will be a closed group.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll
Okay.
be
So,
going through the 9 stages of womanhood. And there will
mm.
be things that will be being done in that circle.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Sounds
I'm
good.
intrigued, definitely.
Me too. Me too.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
so on and so forth. But what we'll be doing is combining African spirituality with what we're doing today. Oh, I already know.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
giving y'all a heads up.
Thank
I'm
you.
giving y'all a heads up.
Morning. Morning. Yes.
So
Okay.
I would love, love, love for us all to get together, because there's so much power in a room, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
has an opportunity to
Right.
manifest their own way. So if you're the foot, or if you're the arm, if you're the head, if you're the shoulder, if you're the leg, all of us
Mm.
collectively together is
Yeah.
one unit.
Mm.
And there's so much that we can learn from each other, especially when it comes regional.
Mm-hmm.
Like something that Madam Oracle would know from the South, which Louisiana for me keeps coming up like I don't even know why Louisiana keeps coming up for me. But
Well,
it,
maybe
They
it
it's
call
does
that
a lot.
deep, deep south, don't they?
They got me
Deep.
in the where did they got me coming out of?
what?
Charleston. They got me coming out of Charleston.
Okay, so I will tell you that the part of Louisiana I'm in, you know, a lot of Louisiana is on the Mississippi River. Well, I'm on the Red
Mm-hmm.
River.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
We
Mm.
have red clay dirt here
Okay.
in central Louisiana.
Mm. Okay. You on the
Yeah.
Red River, but I don't
Um,
know. There's something about Louisiana, and there's something about those islands off of the coast, the East Coast. And I have a lot of it keeps coming up. And then I did have a reader tell me, certain thing, and then I found that was incorrect. So then, as I was talking to my spiritual counsel, they told me that you are a Geechee. And I've heard that before. So as I looked into it and I went through just some family research, because nobody talks about anything. That's the one thing I don't like about
Right.
us.
And
We
that
don't talk
makes me
about
so
ourselves.
upset because I'm finding out that my great grandmother was
Mm-hmm.
she was really into this, and to so much so that everybody, my I remember my cousin said everybody thought she was crazy or whatever, and she used to be telling them different things that's gonna happen and stuff, and she said now I look at all of this stuff that she was saying is happening now today.
That's what's up. And
Yes,
that's
and I
exactly
said I
what's
wish
going
I
on.
would have known because I was around her, as a kid, but I never knew nothing about that. And one of my cousins had referred to her. Yeah, they used to say, I call her my grandmother Leslie, and they said that she was a witch. So when I heard that, I was like, well, I never felt evil bone in her body. I never sensed anything evil from her. She was very sweet, and I said, they do refer to people as witch, but if she was, she must have been a good one, because, she just had such a sweet spirit and she loved having all of the children around her. And she
and
used to
that's
always,
also because we were indoctrinated to believe that tapping into your spirituality was evil.
right, right,
That part.
right,
That part.
right,
We were
right,
taught to believe that witch means somebody bad.
right. And
And
my,
somebody said to me about that. Yeah, somebody had said to me one time that your mother had such a way about her that they always thought that she was like royalty because of the way that she carried herself. I said, my
Mm.
mother? And they were like,
Mm.
yeah, because my mother was very statuesque.
Okay.
I just happened to be a runt, but my mother was like 5'9.5". She was tall,
My grandma, great
and she
grandmother
had
was
that red skin tone and all of that. And
exactly.
um, and then tracing back history and stuff like that. That's why it's important. That's another thing, Madam O and Shireen, that's important. It's important to have a griot amongst you.
Well, I don't know if you've ever heard
GRIOT.
any of my shows where I
What is
talk
a
about
griot?
my 90-year-old grandmother.
Um,
But my mom's mom will be 91 in August. She's still
mm-hmm.
living, still in her right mind, and she's my bestie.
Hmm.
and
Ah,
yeah,
girl,
and
you got
she
a living teacher.
yeah, and that's who I go to for everything.
Hmm.
And she
A
gives me
griot is an oral history. Somebody
Okay.
that gives you oral history. It tells the
Okay.
stories. It keeps the ancestors alive. That's a griot.
and so
Okay.
I am my grandmother's passed down.
Mm.
So I have her
Ah, I love it.
recorded. I have her recorded talking about our family lineage. Um,
Mm.
That part,
on her mother's side of the
that's
family,
important.
they were all natives.
Mm-hmm.
She said, we
I
never heard of
believe it.
black, we never heard of African. She said, I never heard of it. We was Indian.
Mm.
And on her father's side of the family, they were freemen and white. My
Mm.
grandmother's
Wow.
great grandmother was a little old white lady.
Mm.
And her great grandfather lived in Louisiana, but he was a freeman. So he came from
Mm-hmm.
one of them other countries, and he was well to do. And I said, well, my dear, they said that back then, because this would have been in the 1800s. I said, but my dear,
Mm-hmm.
they said that that was illegal, that they would have lynched them. She said, well, ain't nobody mess with mama. Ain't nobody mess
Mm.
with them.
Mm.
She said, we didn't start hearing about that type of stuff till I had children.
Mm. Wow.
She said, I ain't never been scared of no
Mm-hmm.
white man. And I ain't never, they
Wow.
knew better than to talk to me crazy. She said, yeah,
Well,
they always had attitudes like they was better than us, but I come from money and my family was Indian. So
mm,
I never cared. She said, I ain't never got in no trouble.
it's
Yeah.
funny you said that.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, one morning I just woke up, and when I woke up, I had these obituaries on my bed. So I'm like, where did this come from? I don't remember, putting these out or whatever. But later on, I figured out I did have it in a book, and I pulled them out. But one of them happened to be my great grandmother's obituary, which I didn't even know I had, and my grandfather's, and my oldest brother, and my mom's mother. So anyway, I just happened to take my great grandmother. Something just told me to look up her history, and I looked up her history, and it gave me the history of her mom and her dad. Um, and her mom, after I looked up her mom history, I couldn't find anything about it, and it talks about her mom's birth, but it never says her death. And then her father, I found out, well, both of them was from England, from Yorkshire, England, in those areas. And I found out that her father actually was white. And my granddaughter, she have a gift, and she was saying that my great grandmother's mother actually was, she was a slave, a house slave, I guess, and she was very feisty or whatever, but she was kind of like a rebellious spirit, in her own way. And anyway, something happened that they beat her. She said, this is what my granddaughter told me. They beat her bad, and because I think they found her and my great grandmother's father together or something, and so they beat her, And this is what my granddaughter is telling me, and she said so that he seen that, and he was said so he was like, let's run away together, and that's how they ran away to North Carolina. But something happened with her in North Carolina because she got killed in North Carolina, but it never tells the story of her, or it doesn't really tell the story of her husband either, what happened to them. But my granddaughter was saying, and I'm sensing a fire. They had a fire in the house, and I'm like, their house did catch on fire, but I don't know the story. I don't know what happened. But it's just funny that you know, because I didn't know we had white in our family like that, and I had no idea we came from England, you know, Yorkshire, England, and those areas. And that's just one side. Yeah.
Don't it make, because come on now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm a Southern black woman, so majority of the beginning of my life,
Hmm.
we looked at white people like them evil demons. And for my grandmother to tell me that,
Yeah.
that was a part of my genetic code, I was like, okay,
Hmm.
so you can't just hate this whole group of people just because of their skin hue when it's a part of who you are.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it
Yeah.
helps me in my growth too, as a woman and as a person.
Mm. Hmm.
We all got that genetics in us. Just don't even
Yeah.
get it twisted.
Yeah.
Somewhere along somebody's line. I'm
But,
sitting up
but
here
we was
thinking
taught it
that,
was by rape, grape. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say that on your
oh
time.
yeah, without yeah. No doubt. No
You
Yeah.
know,
doubt.
we
Well, in
There
their
was
case, it
definitely that
wasn't a
going
sense
on.
of you- in their case, it wasn't a sense of them getting together from rape. It was they was in love with
They
each
were
other.
in love, right? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Is it contradicts what we were told? Because I always
Yeah.
believed that, hey, we got, yeah, everybody got a little white in them, especially because of how we were indoctrinated.
Hmm.
That white women and white men used to grape the black people and,
Hmm.
and make mulatto babies, and that's
Hmm.
how that came. But because we never heard, what was it? The people, the lovely couple, the black and white couple that made history, and that was the only ones they shine
Yes.
the light on. Everybody else was
Right.
great.
Right.
And then you
Right.
go into your family's oral lineage history, and you find that they lied to us. They lined us up so that we could hate each other instead of looking at what they actually doing.
Hmm.
Just like
And
they gave us Baptist Christianity so that we wouldn't tap into this part of our spirituality.
exactly. And my great
Hey
grandmother used to
Karen.
always say,
Welcome. Welcome to Blended Healing.
yeah, my great grandmother used to always say when we were young, I remember it so clearly. Y'all better teach them children who they folks is. She used to always say, yes.
Yeah, because you mess around and be hunching on your cousin.
But well, that done happened to me. It done happened to me. I'm telling you. And the funny thing is, my uncle had the nerve to say it in front of my grandmother, right? And who my great grandmother was her mom. And so I said, "Well, I ain't know." And I said, "And Grandma Leslie used to always say, y'all better teach them children who they folks is." So my grandmother at this time was in a nursing home, so she was still aware, and she just started smiling and laughing because she was like, she remembered it too. But I was like, and the funny thing, I felt like I was set up because asked some of my family members if we related or whatever, and they was like, no, no, no. And these were older, and they should have known. But I
Well,
felt like they wanted something to talk about. Yeah.
look, I got my
Mm.
mama's best friend. She passed on, but they were best friends they entire lives. And she
Hmm.
used to say, "Goody, goody, get it. Kinfolk coochie good is in it."
After I just found out, I said to my friend at that time, I'm like, so now what we do? So he was like, shoot, we done did it now, but we eventually, pulled back, but it was like, he just wasn't the one. But we were well into the relationship, you know. And like I said before, because I knew I was like, we related to somebody, everybody in North Carolina. So I knew to ask, and we did ask, and I was like, let's go to some of your people and ask and all that. And they was like, no. But long story short, I found out that they was about that type of stuff anyway. But
Uh,
I was like, shoot, that wasn't me. I don't care if it was an inch of blood, Yeah.
and that's me, Sharon. I remember
Yeah.
going to my grandmother's aunt's funeral. I was
Mm-hmm.
might have been 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I got there and I seen a couple of people from school that I didn't like and a boy that we was
Mm-hmm.
flirting. I said, who is these? Why these people here? And my grandma said, girl, that's my cousin's daughter. That's my cousin. I said, oh, let me figure out who all I'm kin to. And so now I am the family historian.
Okay.
They
And
always say, you always know who are
That's
you
what's
always
up.
got these. Yes, I know all
yeah,
my people.
exactly. I remember we used to ask because every time we would come to North Carolina, the mom, if somebody come over, oh, that's your cousin. And so we used to ask my mom, well, how is they our cousin? Well, I don't know, but that's your cousin. But anyway, when I moved down here and I started really seeing what goes on, I was like, oh, that's why they ain't never want to say because so and so was going with so and they ain't
Uh-huh.
want to say, yes, but yeah, so it's a lot of interrelated relations. Yes.
And see, here is
Okay.
more so like I got cousins that I'm kin to maternally and paternally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
So
That
it
too.
wasn't any incest, but it was real close, you know. Well, if you go with this brother, I'm gonna go with this brother. So the two
Mm.
sisters went to hunching on them two brothers and made babies.
Hmm. Yeah, there was a lot of that too. But yeah, I'm finding out the other stuff too. No, but
Yeah,
yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
Her
Wow, the
feelings was hurt.
stories, the stories.
Her feelings
I
was hurt.
love it.
She's my cousin's cousin. Hey, K Smooth, and she
Hmm.
moved from Oakland. She's
Hmm.
my cousin's sister, actually. But they have the same dad, and we're all related by their mom.
Hmm.
So I was updating the family book, getting ready for the family reunion this summer. And she go, well, where am I on this list?
Hmm.
I said, well, baby, you not. Well, why? I said, I keep
Hmm.
telling you that you're not my cousin, but I love you.
Hmm.
We people. I said, you thought
Hmm.
I was being messy and mean, but I wasn't, baby. I just want you to know who you are for real. Like you family,
Hmm.
we love you, but we're not kin. And her
Hmm.
feelings were so hurt. But when she first moved, she say, hey, cousin. And I would go, girl, you're not my cousin, but hey. And she thought that I
Hmm.
was just being mean. But I knew
Hmm.
that she didn't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, wow.
Hmm. And I found out the opposite. I had a cousin. Well, he was actually married to my uncle's sister's sister. So he every time he would see me, he'd be like, hi cuz, hi cuz. So I'm thinking because of that. But then later on, after moving here, my mom tells me that he's related to us on her side. But I never knew that. And I said, well, that's why he always talking about hi cuz.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. Yeah.
Because I'm going to go to my granny.
Mm.
I'm going to
Mm.
my granny and I'm going to figure it out. Medea, these people say
Right.
they kin us, and she going to tell me. They not kin
Mm.
us, but her grandma was married to Bruh Paul, but they was already born when they got married. See, my granny going to tell
Mm.
me.
Mm. Well, on my mom's side, her dad died when she was 9, and then her mother, I knew her, for until we got. I think I was grown about 20, 21. Thought I was grown anyway, but anyway, she died around somewhere around then. Yeah. So, the only like grandmother and grandfather we really got to know real good was on my father's side. Yeah.
Now, I don't know them. My
Mm-hmm.
daddy's side, he ain't really mess with his people. He gone now. And he was
Mm.
one that used to do that. Yeah, that's our cousin. And I go, well, daddy, how we can?
Mhm.
Oh, that's just our cousin. So,
Mhm.
But I did do my research on that lineage. So I kind of know most of the surnames, and I just always steered clear because we got a nose. Like if we got a nose, I ain't lying, y'all. It's a signature nose.
Mm.
And all three of my kids have it. All my like my whole
Mm,
my daddy whole side. So I just kind of go down their background and make sure ain't nothing in common before I go
mm, mm,
All right, all right. That sounds good. So let
mm,
me ask you, when you say that you're doing research, being that you are the griot of your family,
mm,
and we definitely all need one in each and our own family, so we can put together all of these different pieces when we do come together, because I believe that the family is more of a community,
mhm,
because we are related in one way, shape, or form or another to one another,
mhm.
because
Right.
that's just the way it's been outlined. And
Mhm,
how are you doing your research, madam? Are you doing it on ancestor.com? Is it by word of mouth? How else, besides having your aunt or your grandma that is 91 years old, um, your grandma who's 91 years old,
um
how is it that you're keeping up with the family history, or are you doing a combination of both?
Ooh, it's a lot. So I actually pay for a subscription to the archives of the newspapers as well as
mm,
Oh,
ancestry.com.
mm,
And then I had one of my elders in my family that started a book, and it went up to the late 1700s. And
me
it,
too.
and he did a spreadsheet, and
Okay.
but it stopped with my generation, so that book doesn't show my kids, and I'm a grandmother now, so honestly I got a cheat sheet.
mhm,
Oh, okay. All
I got
right.
a cheat sheet, but to add to it to keep it going, because that was such a blessing. um I got ancestry.com, I got the National Archives, I have um subscriptions to the old newspapers. I'm going to look up
mm,
marriages, deaths, all of that. I go look up all
mm.
of that.
That's fun.
The graveyard website where you
Mm,
can go and look up old graves. Um,
wow.
yes, ma'am. I do extensive research. I get lost in it for about a week at a time when I
I
start.
know, right? You can't do it because you get stuck on
I
stupid.
love
I
it.
swear you stuck on stupid.
Yeah, and then I start calling, right? I call and go, okay, so look, this saying that this person's name was this, but I thought you said it was this. And they'll go, well, yeah, that was them, but they was this before they got married. And the research that my elder had done was on my grandmother's grandfather's family,
Mm,
right? But it was her maternal grandfather. But
Uh-huh.
her maternal grandmother is where we have native in us. They were all native. So it only
mhm,
shows his marriage to her and their children. So
mhm.
I'm doing more research on her lineage because we have none. And the
Right.
more research I do on that lineage, the more I find out the government owe us some freaking money.
Mm,
That's
wow.
why if you are definitely a
Wow.
part of the indigenous race, yes, you do go
Yeah,
in and get that paperwork to show that you are that.
And they
yeah.
were full blooded. I'm thinking what it looks like so far, y'all, is they were the Tunica tribe
Mm,
of the Louisianas.
wow. I want to look
Mm.
because I know my great grandmother's mother was Indian. And what was her name? Luna Wachi. That was her name, Luna Wachi. And I think they changed it when she got here to Lena Waki or something like that. Yeah, but it don't tell anything about her death. It just have the date that she was born, and I think the year she was died. But you can't find anything on. Well, I haven't been able to find, but I guess I need to learn how to dig really deep. But I would
It's
like to.
real hard, Sharon, when you start looking up your indigenous ancestry. I will say it is the hardest that I've ever endured. So what I'm gonna try to do in the next month is get down to Evergreen, Louisiana, which is where they were from.
Mm,
But it's such a small town, y'all, that it's still people there with outhouses. Okay.
mm,
And so what I'm
mm.
learning is that they didn't do too much American documenting.
No.
They had their
Mm,
own rituals, their own services, their own way of life. And so this is why it's hard to find a lot of records on them, because a lot of them were born with midwives. And when they
mm,
passed, they had someone, whoever their spiritual person was, to come and bless the remains. And then they did their own type of funeral services. So it
mm,
wouldn't, it's hard. It's real, real hard to find them in the records. What
mm.
I did learn was that slavery didn't happen here, at least the way that I was taught, because my grandmother said her maternal uncle was a slave. He was a full blooded Indian. He was a slave. He used to get paid, and he came to the house sometimes. I
Mm,
said, what? So I went to the
mm.
National Archives, and sure enough, I found slave wage forms from back then
Well, they said there was slavery exists before the slavery that came to America and stuff,
that
but
chattel
it
slavery. Yeah,
wasn't like it was here in America. It was mainly like if they committed a crime or something, they had to work for whoever it was, and they didn't treat them, like they treated them in slavery here. They was kind to them and all that, but they just had to work. They fed them, they took care of them, all that, and when they worked off their time and stuff, then they were allowed to go back. But that's where they got the idea of enslaving us.
yeah.
Mm,
And
that's
then
very
when
interesting.
I
Mm-hmm.
went to Webster and I looked up the origin of the word slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And late 1800s, early 1900s, it meant a worker, an employee that
Mm-hmm.
worked under less than nice conditions. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
until the sometime during the 1900s that the definition of slavery was changed.
Mm-hmm.
So you also have to be careful that they've also changed the meaning of words over time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing. And
Right.
the National Archives, especially if you're in the Carolinas and things like that, like the Carolinas has, I want to say, the best National Archive ever, because at one point, that's where all of the data was sent to for the whole Americas. So they've
Right.
got a badass database. But what I learned
I
was
heard that. I heard that.
over since 2020, since that pandemic happened, and they started closing down these places, y'all,
Mm-hmm.
because they know that it's more of us and we're uniting and walking in our purpose, that they were changing those records. And so you
Right.
have to be careful, because you want to go and you want to find the original document, and it may cost
Mm-hmm.
you. Okay. And what
Mm-hmm.
you'll find is that they are hiding these things because of the Homestead Act. Because if you go
Mm-hmm.
and you find your ancestry and you find original documentation, you find out that that big old building over there is on land that your family signed X to, because the English language was brand new and they didn't understand the contract. It was illegal.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
They was grabbing land they had no rights to.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
So this is why, for me, it's vital for people to, that, in my opinion, that's what we should be spending our pastime doing. Really researching who are you? Did you
Mm-hmm.
come? Did you, we all come from Africa. Everybody,
Mm-hmm.
white, black, purple, orange, we all originated, and mankind originated over here.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Exactly.
after the great flood, that was a very long time ago. Did your ancestry end up over here on this continent? Because if so,
Mm.
it is very likely that these people stole your family's land.
Mm. Right.
And
And
it
I know
wasn't
that.
just white people. They was brown too.
Mm-hmm. The land that my great grandmothers, it had to be her mother and father. No, because they must have bought this land back because um when I looked up her mother and father, they was living in that area of the property that my great grandmother and them left to us. And we found out that there are Indian graves on there.
Yeah.
But when I was digging into the history, it showed them moving away from there. So I gotta real I want to really dig. There's something I want to
Yeah,
really.
because at one point in time during our history, they made it illegal to claim your indigenous lineage.
Mm,
They created laws that said if you don't call yourself white or black, you going to jail.
mm,
Welcome, Miss Karen. Miss
I
Karen
know.
Brew is
Hi,
on
Miss
the
Thank
panel.
Karen.
you.
great to have you.
It's great to be here, ladies.
Oh my
Happy
goodness.
Saturday.
Happy
Happy
Saturday to
Saturday.
you as well.
I know it's me. I messed up something. Somebody's got to tell me what to do to fix it. Um,
Welcome. What did you mess up?
I hear an echo after I speak.
Okay, do you have your YouTube open?
Oh, I need to close the YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, because I can't see it's doing that. I came in under Facebook.
Oh, you came underneath Facebook,
Just
but you
close
hit
your
Okay.
a
other
link.
apps. Close down any other application you have other than the StreamYard. Any web browser or apps that you have open, close them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm slow. Repeat that one more time for me.
Any apps that you still have open on, are you on your phone or laptop?
Yes, I'm on the phone.
Okay, so just swipe up. You know how you can open up the different windows or apps that you had open? Probably not. I worked with cell phones, and this was one of the most common issues of with my elders.
Okay.
Mm. Oh, no. Oh, I think I know the charger.
Oh, she knocked herself off.
Can I just say that I love this?
I love it too.
Me too.
This is what happens when you get around like-minded people, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it as well.
Oh no. God.
Y'all won't guess what I'm doing right here. I'm being so horrible.
What you doing?
Girl, I got addicted to Temu.
To what?
Temu.
What is that?
Girl, it's an app. You ever heard of Wish.com?
Oh, the shopping app.
Girl. Oh. All of this stuff you can get for under $100. Hey, Transparent Talk. Hey, TT.
TT, what's happening, baby?
Yo, join the conversation, boo. Come on up. We just kicking it. Oh, Miss Sharon had cooked herself out.
Yeah, she knocked herself down for a second too. She'll be back.
Yeah, so I'm horrible. I'm horrible. And Gigi, you still haven't hit the link. This has been very informative, Madam Oracle, and I thank you so much for coming and spending some time. I really do. This has been
It's been
very
my pleasure.
informative, and I love the fact that you came up here because she really needed to hear that, and I think I needed to hear that as well. Because as I was saying about my business, I already study, I've been doing stuff. And then what happened was is that the spirit was chasing me to come on YouTube, and I was dragging my feet. I said, I don't want to do that. Them people out there is mean. I don't want to do that. And yeah, that's what we doing, dog. We just kicking it. There's no subject. We just kicking it, TT. And can I tell you that I was kicking, screaming, dragging, and when I tell you the spirit kept telling me, you got to go on YouTube. And I was like, no, I don't. No, I don't.
What's funny, my kids reminded me yesterday that in 2016, they wanted to do YouTube, and I told them, hell no, we not letting strangers in our house every day. They say, now look at you, all this
Listen,
on YouTube.
and I'm trying to get that. Listen, I tried to quit, and they said I couldn't quit, and then I was like, why can't I quit? They were like, no, you can't quit. I said, all right, can I take off a month? They said no. I said, can I take off 2 weeks? No. Can I take off a week? They were like, no. How about 3 weeks? And they said yes. I was like, yes. I can take off 3 weeks. I said, because I cannot. And I fought and screamed about that because I did not want to come on YouTube because I had a couple of bad situations that happened to me on YouTube, and I didn't want to be here. But they told me that this is what I needed to do because this was a part of the mission. This was a part of what what you're supposed to be doing. And like I said, I kicked and screamed all the way.
Well,
Because after I got bit once, bit twice, and recently a third time, I was like, oh no, this ain't for me. This ain't for me.
I need
You
to
know.
be more disciplined and consistent. And TT and the other people that I've interacted with and become close with here have
Hmm.
all tried to support and encourage me. But I got this rebellious nature about myself
Oh no, not you.
that if you want me to do it, I ain't gonna do it, even if I
Uh-huh.
wanted to do it. You know?
Yeah,
So tell me
yeah.
I should and I ain't. Tell me I shouldn't and I will. So
That part.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I want to get better, and I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna start me a new channel, and I'm gonna get it to 1,000 subs. And if it gets to 1,000 subs, then I will commit to being consistent, and I'll just show my life, my real life, my gardening, my chickens, taking care of this land I'm out here on. I'll discuss my gift, things like that. I'll be transparent on this whole internet.
Listen, the last thing you want to do is let TT get on you. I've seen TT. I was like, Lord Jesus, don't let TT get at me and read me. But TT will let you know. She will let you know no holds bar. And it's so funny because I'm so squishy, right?
Yeah.
But everybody around me are those kind of people. Like to the point that they look at me like, are you crying? Like for real? Like really? Are
I'm
you a
a
victim?
crybaby.
And I'll be like, yeah. I said, you hurt my feelings. And they be like, But then I hear that I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I keep it a buck. And the last thing, like I said, oh, but when you, TT, and the Nicole talk, don't get it twisted. I pop it. I'm in a lot of places. I just don't say anything. I'm
Oh, I
very well
know.
aware of things that are going on and around. And there's a lot of people that I root for on here. There's a lot of people I root for because I want to see y'all win. And, sometimes I see people getting in their own way. And then sometimes I see, the progress. There's some people on here who have made tremendous progress. And then there's some people who slip on the banana peel, but it's all about how do you fall? Do you fall forward or do you fall back? You know?
Right.
Because if you fall forward, it then you a couple of steps to go forward. So it's all about your perception of things. But there was one person, man, out here, one person that just got underneath my skin because of the lies. And
Oh
you
yeah.
don't know me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, okay, okay. And then I had to remember, and I had somebody had to tell me and remind me, like I said before, who I am and whose I am. And nobody could take that away from me, you know?
Amen.
And now it's just like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I wish you well on your journey. I really do.
I came on YouTube ready. Okay, I was ready for about a year and a half before I actually came. I had
Uh,
my GoPro. I wanted to document my neighborhood, the old and the new. I had all the because I'm respected by the elders. Okay, because I always did, even when I was being bad. I did it in order though. Like I respected the elder. I snuck and did it. you know. Um,
mm.
and so I had all of them ready to give their interviews and their accounts of our neighborhood and how it used to be versus how it is now. And when I moved back home from Baton Rouge and I saw what these youngsters was doing to our neighborhood now, oh, it kind of deflated me, but I still started pushing forward. I still didn't know that you could go live on YouTube. I didn't know anything about that. I just thought you upload content and that be that. But then I finally got on YouTube. My cousin and my old little whoop de woo, uh, they brought me on to Polish channel, and I started seeing how these people move, and I said, "Oh hell no, I wouldn't deal with these type of people in my real life."
That part, girl. That
And my
part.
little whoop de woo, I had been mad at him for a while because I said, you've been on YouTube for 15 years and you should show me how to do this and you should introduce me to it because you know what I'm trying to do. And he wouldn't. And he kept saying no because I know you. I know you. So when I finally got in here within the first 3 months, baby, they had done struck my channel out of here and all kinds of stuff.
What?
Oh yeah, this is my second channel.
No.
Girl, yeah, girl.
Wow.
And he said, I told you. I know you, and I know you ain't with this because we've known each other since we were children.
Right.
And I ain't never played childish games even as a child. So yeah, so he said, I told you you didn't want to listen. So a lot of that has to do with this sector that I was pushed into when I first came. I don't really like or feel like these people deserve my character.
Oh my goodness. Now,
uh,
I remember you were gone for a minute, and I was like, where is she? Where is she? Because I told you I used to watch. You were, I remember you like from when I first came on, when I was being a part of, when I was a subscriber,
yeah.
um, which I still am, but I was just a subscriber going to different pages. And I've seen you in places, and I said, I like her. So let me follow her. And you had some really good talks, and then I'm like, where did she go?
She got the hell away
Girl,
from
they
these
struck
crazy
your
people.
page.
Yeah, they took. Well, honestly, when they took my page, you came from this channel, so that means you came after they struck my page. Because when they struck my page, I immediately, like within 10 minutes, started another one.
Oh, okay. I've been on here since when? I came in I don't even know. Last year, 2022?
Yeah, I came February.
Uh-oh, we done lost Madam. Okay. Oh, okay. I got you.
You there?
Madam will be back. She just got a call that
Okay.
came in.
Yeah.
But
Did Karen never came back up?
who?
No,
No, she never
Okay.
came back.
Okay. I just text her, hopefully she'll come back. She thought she ran me off. I said no, my battery died.
Oh my Lord.
Oh,
Tell her that this is not this and this is not that. We ain't
exactly. I
them
told her
people.
that. Yeah.
We're
Uh,
not them people at all. I don't play that.
exactly.
Mm-mm.
okay.
Me either.
Unless you're really deeply disrespectful on my joint, nah.
Right.
I don't do
Yeah.
that.
Hopefully she's gonna come back up.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
would
I
love
think
to
at
talk
first
to her.
Yeah, me too. I think at first she got knocked off, but she was just asking because she seen I got knocked off, I guess. Yeah, but that was my battery dying.
Oh
On it.
wow.
Yeah. But it's charging, I hope. It don't seem like it's charging quick. I don't have my yeah, it is charging. I don't have my
Okay, in your
battery
car,
charging
yeah,
yet.
that seems to do
Yeah,
that. Mine does that
yeah,
real
yeah.
slow in the car. You know.
Hmm.
What type
Uh
of phone do y'all have?
Huh?
What type of phone do you have? An Android?
I
yes, yeah.
do.
So you
Hmm.
want to get you a C to C charger.
Okay.
Just remember that when you go to the store, yeah?
You gonna have to put
Okay.
that in
C
the
to
back
C.
chat.
Okay, C to C.
I'm doing it now.
I'm trying to
Okay.
text
Thank
him
you,
now.
Paul.
Somebody.
This is really good. We're
And
gonna
Yeah,
you
have
this
to
want
put
to
is
it
get that
great.
together again.
Yeah.
I
if you get
understand.
what I
I
put in
know
the
that
back
I have
chat.
to
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
have, yeah, put it in the back chat. And
Okay.
Sharon, you didn't put your information in the back chat
Oh, I'm
either.
sorry. Let me try because I told y'all I'm new to all of this stuff.
I think if you click more, wait a minute, I think
Yeah,
You
friend,
I'm
see
doing it
where it
yeah.
says
now.
chat? If you hit chat, it's gonna have chat and comments.
Right, I found it.
Yeah, so chat is back here. That's just us. Can't nobody see it but us.
Okay. What is that? No, okay. I ain't put my name, but that's me right there. Yeah.
Got it. Let me screenshot y'all. Y'all screenshot me.
Yeah, I screenshot it the first time, but I'll make sure that I screenshot
Okay.
before we get up out of here today.
Yeah, this was wonderful. Let me see. She just said something.
So I think we need to have a Miss Sharon, when you getting your
Uh-huh.
page? When you getting your page?
I know, Blendon. That's I'm gonna work on it. I am.
All right.
I am definitely because I really want to get one going, and I feel like I'm being pushed to it too. Yeah, so
Don't
it's
tell me
gonna
that because
happen.
I'll make you up one and send you the login so you can change your
Really?
password. Don't play
Look,
with me.
listen, my
There
only
it is right there. There it is. You
listen.
ain't even got no excuses no more.
Look, my only issue is where I stay at, my signal go in and out so bad. Right now I'm out at the park. I'm probably about 30 so minutes away from home. My granddaughter probably wondering what was happened. I told her I wanted to get me some time by myself, but I didn't plan on staying this long, but I'm enjoying every bit of it. But she'll be all right.
Hey, D Goddess Love is here. Hey, boo, how you doing,
Hey,
dog?
the goddess of love. The
Hey.
beautiful part is, Miss Sharon, you can absolutely do pre-records and upload your content.
That's what came to me. So I'm definitely gonna call you because you can help me with this stuff. Because like I said, I'm new on the YouTube stuff. I'm very good with technology, but I just been away from it for a good while. But it's I can catch on pretty quick. Yeah.
So today, this is what I'll be doing. That's what I've been prepping for y'all. We have a little
Oh,
backyard boogie.
oh,
Oh man,
we
for
all gonna have to get together one day somehow too. Wow. Yes. Mm.
Hey,
Karen, you
Gotti
made it back.
288. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Gotti.
y'all see my vegetation.
Girl,
Girl,
you go ahead.
look at
You
you.
go. That's what, like Blended Helen said, we got to get back to that. I was telling everybody, my granddaughter and them, I said, it looked like they're pushing us to get back to farming and stuff. It's a lot of
I
work, but
told
we going
you.
to have to do it. Yeah.
So all of this land I have just inherited with my new feller. We sitting on
What?
3 acres.
Go,
Oh
girl.
my God, what a blessing.
I had to lock my dog up because she likes to go and bother the neighbors and they having a gender reveal.
I'm doing it again, aren't I?
No, you
No,
good. You
you
Hey,
good,
good.
Miss
Karen.
Karen.
Hey, Gotti.
Can you hear?
Listen, can y'all hear?
Yes,
We
ma'am, we
worked
can
that
hear you.
out.
Karen,
You
you
got
sound perfect on my side. I don't know what you're hearing, but you sound perfect.
yes.
Am I okay?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. This will be the first time.
Dee and Gotti, you're more than welcome to pop in. Anybody's welcome to hit the link. We're just chopping it up. You know what I mean?
Hi,
We-
ladies.
Hi, Miss Karen.
Hey, hi. Can you
So
hear
what's
us?
going on, Miss Karen?
Okie dokie. I thank you. I don't want to mess anybody up.
You ain't
You-
messing nobody up. We just getting Miss Sharon's pay. That's all. Miss
That's right.
Sharon, there's a thing called an extender that you can put
Mhm.
in your home
Mhm.
that'll help bring another Wi-Fi signal in your home.
Okay, because I don't have internet. I just have this phone.
You don't have internet at
I,
home?
No, I don't have.
I am, what is the word? I'm bombarded all day with I think because I have a sensitivity to people, and sometimes I can feel despair. Hmm.
Hmm.
She's an
Okay.
empath.
Mhm.
You know
What are you
what? I
feeling right
have
now?
that.
What are you feeling right
Yeah.
now, Miss Karen?
Who
Miss
who
Karen,
doesn't
you
have
okay?
internet?
I don't, Sharon.
Sharon, you don't have internet. Oh, you're doing Wi-Fi.
Yes. Well, I'm
Okay.
on, my phone.
That's her data
Oh,
on
yeah,
her phone.
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm getting like a lag. I know you all hear that lag. I hate to mess people up.
We don't
We
hear no
don't hear
lag.
it.
Oh Lord,
You're
overwhelmed,
perfect to us.
overwhelmed, and
You're
I'm that way.
overwhelmed.
My
Just
my
need.
my
Just.
family. See, you hear Sharon now. It's like lagging.
It's not lagging.
No, we don't hear the lagging.
Y'all don't hear it.
No.
Okay, okay. Now I'm going to ignore myself then from the back. Okay, okay. My
Okay.
my I had I almost left out of here last year. I was telling Sharon I was standing at the top of the stairs in my home and I blacked out. And unfortunately, I went head first down the stairs. Wow.
Mm.
I'm, 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 I don't believe this, but the, I can't believe you all can't hear what I'm hearing. It makes me feel like, wow, am I imagining this? It has something to do with this phone.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what it is?
What is it?
Since you are in StreamYard, close out Facebook.
Okay, okay,
You can stay right here. Just close it out.
Here you go. Okay.
gotcha.
No, she's here.
Okay.
Is that better?
I'm trying to find the.
Mm.
Okay, I closed out Facebook.
Now, how does that sound?
This sounds wonderful.
See?
Wow. It didn't
That's
take
what
much at
Madam
all.
Oracle was trying to tell you before to do.
I appreciate you all.
No, no
Okay.
That's one
problem.
thing I think as people and in society, we've lost patience for each other.
Nah.
You know, we have. We need to get back to the basics, I think. I stay
Yeah.
stressed out. But as I was saying, I had an accident and I tore the anterior ligament that supports the spinal column, the
Mm.
C1 through 5 vertebra. And it ended up in a 3-week hospital stay, ladies. They wanted to uh, do surgery to stabilize my neck, and they didn't find out until 9 days after I was admitted that the injury was there. And they quickly put on a cervical collar, quickly called the neurologists in, and asked me if I would consider surgery. And I said, no, my God is bigger than that. And they wanted to put in a feeding tube. At that time, I was under 100 pounds, and for my height, that was way, way off. I've gained probably 100 pounds in that year, but
Mm.
I am beginning to. I get up in the mornings, I do my meditation, and I read my motivational sections, my scripture, tie everything in together. And then I have my quiet moments of prayer. And I can look outside in the grass and see a flower starting to bloom or dandelion. It doesn't matter. It's all the beauty of nature, something much
Mm.
bigger than me. And that's
Mm.
what I've decided I'm going to start pursuing, is really, really trying to get to know me.
Oh,
In
that's
my whole
beautiful.
life, I don't think I've ever done that. I've never gotten to know me.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is what I this is what I get from you. You have the courage and strength of a lion,
Mm,
infinite power.
mm.
Mm.
You do have that courage, you have compassion,
Thank
and most
you.
of all, my doll, you have perseverance. That's what you have.
Mm.
But you're always at the
Oh,
ready.
thank you.
You're very intellectual, you're
I've
determined,
never felt that I was enough.
you are
Mm.
intellectual,
Never.
determined, and you are motivated.
It not matter.
And just by that little
Accomplishments.
bit, that's a confirmation that you are definitely that.
Wow.
Mm. Mm.
So here's the thing that I'm seeing or what I'm feeling
Okay.
is that your spirituality, you're saying you're going on the walk of spirituality.
Yes.
Um some reason you feel a little stagnant when it comes
Oh,
to that.
yes.
And so therefore it's like you are fighting against yourself.
Mm, mm,
You
mm,
don't see where the victory is,
mm, mm.
and you don't see where any type of recognition would come your way, that God is not hearing what you're saying right now.
My goodness gracious.
But on top of all of that, you are now at a crossroad where you're indecisive.
Yes.
You're trying to avoid different situations and you're feeling a little confused. But here's
Yes.
the thing, as you're standing on that ice trying to determine which way you're going to go, to the left or to the right, remember you're on ice on top of a hill. Any
Mm,
any move that you make, you're going to slide down that hill.
right.
So either that decision is going to be made for you by
Right.
accident, or you're going to have to make a decision about which way to go.
My
But
goodness gracious.
know that you have justice on your side, right?
Mm.
Because you
Yes.
always operate in fairness, you operate
Yes.
within the law, and you already know about karmic debt,
Yes.
that things
Yes,
do happen
ma'am.
with karma, and you truly believe that, and you do carry. Are you a Libra?
I am.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Um. So you are definitely showing Libra energy that's coming out.
Oh.
But I want you to also know that your fire, you're turning your fire, your action off. You're
Mm.
turning that off right now.
Okay.
Because if you are inactive, right? Because you're
Yes.
not feeling inspiration, you're not feeling any charisma, that you feel like you don't have any, you're not being innovative because you're stuck.
Wow.
But
Mm,
God,
But
but God.
oh my goodness.
Okay.
mm.
So as you're coming out, then you're deciding, okay, I'm going to come out the gate. Now, if I come out the gate, what's going to be my challenge? But I'm determined to do something. But I'm also in a spirit of resistance.
Mm.
Now you
Oh,
have
you're reading me
challenges
like a
coming up,
book.
and then you have resistance coming up as well.
Goodness gracious.
Okay. But I want you to know that they're very aware of what's going on with you, because
Oh
right now you're not balanced. You're
no.
off balance.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Even though you're saying you're meditating, your meditation is bringing in other thoughts coming in through your mind.
Right.
And you're trying to recuperate at that. And now you're contemplating what your next move is going to be.
Exactly.
But God,
But oh
but
my
God.
gosh, you know what? I just received confirmation because you know what? I walk around my house, I sit out in the car, I can be driving somewhere, and I'll say, but God,
But God.
but God. I'm not
So
kidding you.
you
Ask
got
my
you got to
kids.
rely on your strength. You got a strength of a lion. I don't even
Mm,
know if you realize how much strength that you have, how
no,
much
ma'am.
perseverance, how much. So let me ask your ancestors what's going on.
Okay.
Let me ask your ancestors what's going on. What message do you want to give to her? They're telling you that it's time for you to level up.
Oh,
They say, with God behind you and the
oh
Holy
my
Trilogy
goodness.
behind you, how can you lose?
Lord have
How
mercy.
can you lose? You have a golden seat at the table where
Oh
others
my
don't have
goodness.
that. You have it. They're telling you to stop feeling this way. They
Oh,
want you to level yourself up because you can do it.
oh,
Because you can't do the things that you used to be able to do in the way that you used to do it, they want you to let go of that grief.
Lord have
Because they're
mercy.
telling you again that you have an opportunity for new beginnings, meaning that you have new ways that you can do things. And they're reminding you about that. They say that you're so full of grief
Oh
that
Lord.
it looks like you're pregnant with grief.
Oh Lord.
And you're just putting a band-aid going through the operation of it, but not believing truly in what you're doing right now. So your
You
ancestors are stepping through the gate and they're letting you know that you need to let that grief go.
oh
They
my
say at
God.
night when you are crying, that is a release.
Oh my
At
God.
night when you look at the moon, tell the moon your secrets. The moon is your divine feminine.
Oh my
And
goodness.
you could tell the moon all of your secrets because you're in your own way right now.
Yes, I
And you're
am.
in your own way. And the other thing they want to let you know is that you're not relying on your intuition. You have an
Oh,
abundance of it. And you're not
oh,
relying on your intuition right now. You're not doing it.
mm, my
The other things
goodness.
that the ancestor wants you to know.
Oh
What else
my
is it
goodness.
that you want to tell her? Tell her
Grief.
something. Thank
Oh
you,
Lord.
Asha. They said, here it is, another new beginning. You have strength. It's all leading back to your strength.
Oh
They're
Lord.
showing me it's all leading back to your strength.
Oh my goodness.
And they're letting you know that with the grief is in the night, but then in the day, the
Oh,
sun coming out. I don't know if you have Leo in your star chart or not,
I'm
but
not sure.
the strength of Leo is in here. And
Mm,
because you have the strength of a lion, and not only that, I told you it's infinite power.
yes.
You have infinite
Yes.
power over your life. And they said it's time for you to get liberated.
Oh, you
They
have,
said
oh
it's
my
they
good,
said
when
that you
you
need to be
said grief,
liberated. And they
when
want to
you
let you
said
know that
grief,
you're worthy of the change that is about to happen. You're worthy of the change. You have a lot of power inside of you. Remember, whatever is above in heavens is
yes,
so below
it's so
with
beautiful.
you.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
Okay.
I
You have
receive,
that. The power that's within you,
I
within,
receive it.
so without.
I
Everything
receive.
that the universe has to offer you is here. So the universe that connects to your soul.
Yes,
Instead of relying on your own, instead of relying and you're turning your intuition off, I need you to start connect to your higher self
oh
because your
my good,
higher self is screaming on the inside,
yes,
saying, "Listen, Karen, I
yes,
got you. I got you, Karen.
yes. Oh my goodness.
I,
When
I
you
got
said
you,
grief,
Karen."
oh, when you said
Okay.
grief, Sharon, I think she dropped out for a moment. I don't know what happened, but sh- I know that your words are of a higher power because
And
you've been saying grief, grief. I
yeah.
went, I
And
went
with that, you're
downstairs.
turning off anything that's pleasurable to you. You don't want to do anything that's pleasure right now
Exactly.
because you need to get about the business of living your life.
Oh
I
Lord.
had a conversation with my sister the other day saying, "Baby, we got more years behind us than we have in front of
I'm
us."
telling you, I say that.
So those things are important that you have to understand that. And besides the fact, because of the fact that you're living in that mindset,
Yes.
you are definitely not living up to the potential that you have. You're not living out loud. The Lord wants us to live out loud. The divine wants us to live out loud. That's what he wants.
Right.
That's what he
Right.
wants for us. Just because you are a different person based upon physical ailments does not mean that you have the authority to stop living.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Because at the end of the day, with this new change that you're going to put into effect, you're going to be able to shine.
Mm, mm, mm,
And your
mm.
and your ancestors are telling you that. So I need you to be encouraged.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. And
I
let go of
receive
that
it.
grief.
I
Because your
receive it.
ancestors are screaming at a chance to get at your neck. Because
Yes.
they want to get at you. And I
Mm,
don't know who this woman is. This woman is a family member that wears white.
mm,
She
mm,
wore white all the time, and sometimes she tied up her hair.
mm.
Okay, and she was into uh gardening,
Oh
maybe.
my goodness
And
gracious.
she's the one that's coming forward that's telling you that you need to be about your business. They
Oh
said, get
my
off.
goodness
I hate
gracious.
to be very crass, but this is what I'm hearing. Get
That's
off
what I
your
need to
ass,
hear.
get off your
I need
ass, and do what you're supposed to
and
do and start
get
living.
it.
You just
Oh,
got to do it differently. That's all.
oh my.
Okay?
Thank you so much. I have to tell you this. I don't know. I don't think Sharon, she would not have even known that you know me to tell you part of my story. But it seems as though, like you said, I'm being challenged to, like you say, get up off my ass and let's move with it. A few years ago, I went out with my daughter Friday night, and we came home. My husband was watching television, um, and we came in. She went on upstairs, and I told her I was going to sit down there with her father for a little while and talk to him. And I started talking to him, and a few minutes later, he starts sweating, and he gets up and starts pacing. And I said, Dallas, did you want to go to the emergency room? Are you okay? He said, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. And I talked to him for a little while, believe it or not. spiritual conversations. That's what it came to with the two of us. There's always something spiritual. And he said, I'm going to sit down here and watch TV a little while longer. And I said, well, I'm going on up to bed. And the next morning, my daughter called and said, Mom, is Daddy up yet? I said, I don't hear him moving around. He probably fell asleep on the couch watching TV. She said, will you go down there and wake him up? We're supposed to be looking for a car today. And I went down there and I sat down on the love seat and I called his name and he did not answer. And after several times of doing that, I walked over to him and I did not see his chest rising or falling with breath. And I put my face down to his nose and he was not breathing. And I touched his arm. It was cold. I was just looking for heat, just heat. Heat is life. Heat is energy. Heat. When I lifted his arm, it was stiff. I stuck my hand down the front of his t-shirt, and at his core, there was warmth. I called 911 immediately, and I said, God, please let my children stay upstairs. Don't let them come downstairs. And my daughter called, and I said, honey, something's wrong with your dad. I need to hang up and call 911. She wanted to go into why. I hung up on her. She calls her sister immediately and says, Chase, will you go down there and find out what Mama's talking about? She says something's wrong with Daddy. I hear my daughter coming down the stairs. I try to tell her to go back upstairs. She won't go. She starts calling his name. He doesn't answer. She starts wailing. The child fell down over his body, on top of his body, and started rocking back and forth, screaming. I could not pull her off him. And at that time, she was 16. And when you say grief, since that happened, I have not been, I guess, in a sense, I haven't been able to live, I guess, because I feel like he stopped living. So why should I get to continue? I don't know why. The grief, the guilt, everything that comes with losing, a loved one. I had made a smart remark to him when I came upstairs about turning the heat up some. And he said, Karen, you're not going to burn me out of this house tonight with your being cold all the time. And I remarked something and said, just go on and do it. And he did. And then I go down there to having lost him through the night. And, I sat with him until the medics and the fire department and the police and the detectives and the crime scene investigators, and everybody questioned me, and I guess wanted to see if it was going to be consistent, or not, as far as my explanation of the way events occurred. But I knew, how it happened. Maybe it's something that they have to do is, rule out, but it came out, and believe it or not, you all, you're aware of the Shanquella Robinson case. The medical examiner that did her autopsy is the one that did my husband's. and I have two different autopsy reports. One of them says that a medication prescribed by his doctor contributed to his death because he was taking NyQuil. His doctor found out that that was on the autopsy and contacted the medical examiner and told him, you take it off and issue another one. And he did. And, you know, I have three children who are still mourning the loss of their father. I'm mourning the loss of my husband and their father, you know, and everything that I used to be able to depend on him to do, I have to do now. And it's
How long
hard.
ago have you lost her?
Hmm.
How long has it been?
Oh, this past November was 4 years.
Okay.
I know they say, you know, that's long enough for you to move on, but grief
No,
is
no,
so.
no. It has no expiration. So
Mhm.
here's the thing. Okay. All right.
I didn't mean to lay it on like that,
No,
Oh
ladies.
no,
no,
you're
no,
good.
because
I'm
I was
actually Miss
told
Karen. I'm dating a widow.
I was told
Really?
to tell you something.
Yes.
I got a distinct tell her.
Oh,
Um you
oh,
in your relationship, your in your relationship, your life revolved around your husband.
yes,
He was the sun to you
yes,
and you were his moon. Because
yes,
together you had cosmic power together.
yes.
But
Oh, my goodness.
I'm getting such a in my chest right now is getting full.
Mm,
I'm getting like pressure in my chest.
mm.
Um I
And
was
that's
told
what
seasonal for
happened.
you. They told you season they're telling you it's seasonal. Um I don't know, but for a season, does that make sense to you?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
but for a season. All right. Um I told her that she should learn how to speak up
Oh, my goodness.
and that we got there's one particular daughter that we
Oh,
have to nurture more than others.
oh,
With
Lord.
that child, you're gonna find joy.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're telling you that you need to come to an awakening. You need to
Mm.
be woken up, yeah. He's saying that you need to wake up. Wake up.
Oh, goodness gracious, ladies.
And he said stop being ashamed.
Oh, my God.
Um Stop being ashamed because they keep eating.
Mm,
I want to cry.
no, no. You're my blessing. You are my
The
blessing.
heart is so full right now. His heart is so full right now. So
Yes,
full.
that's the way he was. That was the
And he's
man.
so sorry. He's so sorry.
Oh,
But
he
he said
told
that
me that.
he
He
said he
told
said
me
I'm
that.
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
He
But
told
he's saying that he
he
said that
told
he
me
does
that.
not want you to be a wounded healer.
Oh,
He
you all
doesn't
he
want you
told.
to feel wounded anymore. It's been enough time.
Oh my
And he's telling
God.
you that's why they keep pointing you towards a new beginning. And now my throat
Yes.
is starting to close up on the left side.
Oh,
Um,
do you know the week after he passed, I have it's not a night light, but it's a little lamp that I leave on, and I was lying in the bed, and I could not sleep, of course. And I was lying on my side away from the door. And I heard, "I'm sorry, Karen." And I whipped around to the direction because it was him, to the doorway. And there was nobody there physically. But
Was
he
that you
said
turning on your left side or was he on his left side?
he was on, let me see, my right side. When, you mean when he appeared in the door or how we slept in the bed? When you
Or
asked
on the
me,
floor? I'm thinking something where he was laying. Was he laying on his left side?
yes, he was.
Okay. That's a
Yes.
confirmation that he's the one that's talking to you right now. Um
Oh
uh
my goodness
I'm
gracious.
just gonna say this and I'm sorry because
No,
there's
you
two
say it.
times
That's
he
how
was
he
saying,
was.
all right, he's saying straight up and down. He said, if you
Yes,
don't get it together
please.
and
That's
get
what I'm
yourself
used to.
balanced, he said, I'm gonna bring the storm. So you
Oh,
need to get it together.
oh, and
He said,
he
I'm
will
going to
do
bring
it.
such a wrath if you don't get it together.
Okay.
He
All
said, all
right.
we keep telling you is about this new beginning, and you just want to stay there.
I, I
He
don't
said, get your
feel.
ass out of the bed, Karen.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh my gosh.
He said, enough is enough.
You, oh, you just totally just messed me up. You just totally messed me up. Excuse me for 1 second, ladies. Excuse me.
You see, Blended, why I don't want it? Now you need to ground yourself because that one was so strong that I think after you finish with Miss Karen, you might need to take you a pause
Mm-hmm.
because that pulled a lot from you.
And the grief is
Yeah.
so big. And
Not
he's
only that,
feeling so much grief right now.
you were feeling the way he passed.
Mm,
I'm gonna need you to, I hate to say this, I need you to end your life, and I need you to
okay.
get you together.
Whew.
Do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Go renew yourself now.
Mhm.
I didn't mean to shout at you, but I was made to say it. Now, go renew yourself.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'm going to listen to that. I'm just really overwhelmed right now, and I got to go. I love you, Miss Sharon. I love you, Miss Karen, and everybody from A Genuine Place. Thank you, Madam Oracle. I will call you on the phone.
Absolutely.
All right. Be well and stay safe. And thank you for tuning in to Blended Healing, Ashe, and Deep Bow.